Hello and welcome to the Sheffield Arena on Ice Hockey's Cup final day. It's the Challenge Cup final between the Nottingham Panthers and the current holders, the Cardiff Devils. Two names that have storied histories, not only in British ice hockey, but in this competition. The whole game is on the way here on the BBC Sport website. Plus, we're going to take you behind the scenes as well and take a step into both camps. So the appetite is sufficiently whetted after that. Right now though, the arena's very quiet, and alongside me is a man who plies his trade here in Sheffield. It's the Steelers head coach, Paul Thompson, also former Great Britain head coach, and a man that's won this competition before with the Coventry Blaze. You're with us for the whole of the game. Paul, first of all, what's your initial reaction when you think about a Challenge Cup final between Cardiff and Nottingham?
Well, you know, in the elite league, in British hockey at the top tier, there's 3 trophies to win, and this is the first one that comes our way. And you know, and every team participates in this from early September all the way through to the final today. And you know, I'd like to think that we would have been here, but we're not. But 2 great clubs are the Panthers and you know, the current reigning champions, the Cardiff Devils. So I'm expecting one hell of a game today.
When you do look at these 2 teams, does a one-off final favour one or of the other particularly?
Well, I think being in a neutral arena, you know, kind of doesn't give any one team the advantage today. And it's you know, nobody played yesterday. Both teams played on the Friday. They actually played each other on the Friday in the league. And so I think everybody comes in and excited, looking forward to this one-off competition, this one-off game. It's come all the way down to this. So who's going to be parading that trophy round in a couple of hours' time?
What are going to be the key points for you? Because I suppose you've played these teams plenty this season, but if you're looking to plan as Andrew Lord, the player coach of the Cardiff Devils, what is it that you're looking to key in on Nottingham?
Well, your best players have to be your best players in these games, Seth. Nottingham, Corey Nielsen's built a team with 4 strong lines. So I know you're going to touch on this later, but the depth of the Panthers is, I think the Panthers and the Giants are the deepest teams in the league right now. But I don't think there's a more dynamic top 9 than the Cardiff Devils. I mean, they have 9 imports on their first 3 lines. And goaltending will play a big issue, you know, today. You know, the young, up-and-coming British superstar, local lad, Bounds, versus, you know, Wickman, who's been around in the Swedish elite leagues, the Finnish elite leagues, and you know, and the good leagues, top leagues in Europe. So goaltending is going to be a big factor today as well. But it's when it comes down to these games, you have to throw the form book away sometimes. You have to totally channel your emotions into 60 minutes of hockey, and who wants it more?
And the interesting thing here is we've got 2 teams that are doing very different things. Nottingham are on an upward spike. You've got Cardiff, who come in having their worst run of the season, 4 defeats on the spin for them. Can they just put it out of their mind? No, it's got to be hard, hasn't it?
Well, especially, I mean, Nottingham gave them a good spanking, didn't they, on Friday night, 6-1 in the league. But you have to. I mean, Cardiff Devils are a great club. They have great players. You know, they're sitting in second behind us, just behind us, with a game in hand in the league. They're there for a reason, and they have gone on a little bit of a skid. And you know, pressure plays a part in that. There's a lot of pressure on the coaches and the management and the players at this time of the year, but they've got to lock that away today if they want to achieve what they're looking to achieve and retain this cup. And you know, and the Panthers are notoriously one of the best teams in cup competitions. That's what they are. That's what they live for, especially under Nielsen. So it's going to be an interesting contest today.
Take me into the 2 coaches' minds then. You've got Andrew Lord, who has to do a bit of everything. He's out there playing on the penalty kill. He's on the power play. But he's also got to be the mastermind of whatever the Devils are doing.
Well, I think there's 2 ways to look at that. I mean, you know, I speak to people around Europe and other coaches and managers around Europe, and they think it's crazy that we have this player coaching role over here. But I don't think that gives a true definition of what the Cardiff Devils are about. Yes, Andrew Lord has come in and he's done a super job. I mean, give the guy credit there. And he has to play a regular shift, and he's an impact player in this league. But they have Neil Francis. They forget about that. And they have another assistant coach there that run the bench side of things. So they have a management group that takes care of game nights. And so it's not always the true persona of how it works. And then you've got, Corey Nielsen, who's, he's been in the chair for, 7-8 years now in Nottingham. And, and he's brought success to that club. So you've got more of an experienced guy against more of a young, up-and-coming, hungry guy that wants to prove his worth with the experiences of Francis behind him. And you know what? And Strachan's sitting there behind Nielsen as well. And that was a great appointment for Corey a few years ago, because I think, Strax just calms the ship down a little bit there. He's an experienced campaigner. So, but, we talk about the coaches, and this is TV, but it's the players today. The coaches will have prepared their teams the best they can. And, bench management is a huge part of this business now, and how you run that during the game. And Corey will go with his 4 lines tonight. He will try and overpower Cardiff. But Cardiff have some good hockey players, clinical hockey players, and the players have got to go out there and prove their worth.
First 5 minutes of this game, how important is it that Cardiff set the tone for themselves?
Well, you don't know. You never know. You're hoping it's going to be a classic, an end-to-end battle, big hits, and I am.
Yeah.
The more hits, the better, please, today, boys. But you don't know. Maybe they'll start off a little cautiously, and a lot of teams trap now. They take away the neutral zone now, and they just get a feel. They don't want to give up that early goal. They don't want to change the momentum. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams apply themselves, from a regular league game to this cup final, which is here today.
And there's going to be 6,500 fans in this building. Last year, the Cardiff fans that made the journey from South Wales were brilliant. They made so much noise. The Nottingham fans, they're going to take over half of this place. Does that have any impact at all, the noise levels, the atmosphere in the building of a cup final? Yeah,
of course it does. It brings the whole, it's like our Final Four, which is a phenomenal spectacle that the league does here. And it's a day out. When you're coming from your own environment, you're coming into a different arena, everybody's dressed up, they're ready, they want to party, they want their team to win, great atmosphere in the building. And the players absolutely, and the coaches, everybody responds to that.
Finally, I've got to ask you which way you see this one going. Players will be preparing down beneath us in the tunnel. Who do you fancy today? Who do you reckon have got what it takes to win it?
Well, from a confidence point of view, I think the Panthers obviously getting that big win in the league on Friday against the Devils. But the Devils won this trophy last year, and it really did put them back on the map in looking to challenge for trophies and big trophies. And this is a big trophy in our league campaign. And like I say, Corey Nielsen has been highly successful in this competition and the Panthers over the last few years. He knows what it's about. It used to be a 2-legged affair, now it's a one-off game affair. But they're going up against the Devils, who have had a tough time of it of late, but they need to put that aside. If they carry on with that mindset, they will lose today. If they move that away, they have as much chance as the Panthers.
All right, read into that whatever you want. Let's go downstairs though now and hear from the 2 men who'll be in charge. We heard a lot about Corey Nielsen there. More from him in a moment, but first, let's hear from the Cardiff Devils player coach, Andrew Lord.
How are you feeling?
Good, yeah, great. This is what you play for. Boys are excited. Fans are excited. Pretty cool rolling into the parking lot and seeing all our buses there with all the Cardiff fans going wild, cheering us on, and it's going to be a good night.
Defending the trophy, of course. Does that make it more special, more difficult?
Makes it more special, absolutely. I think defending any championship in any sport is the toughest thing to do, absolutely. It's grueling, everyone's gunning for you, and then also just from a consistency standpoint, obviously you have to be on your game for 2 straight seasons. So this is very special. This would rank way up there in our organization's history.
Give us a sense of just how difficult and how special it was to win it last year before we deal with today.
That was something else. We still watch those videos. We watched one of those videos today to kind of remind the guys what we're playing for. To just know what this organization's been through for, probably better part of a decade, the struggles, not winning, coming so close, and having just such diehard fans that, honestly, the messages we get, it's. I've never been a part of something like it. The support, whether we win or lose, it's incredible. They always have our backs, and to win that trophy for them, above all else, was incredible. Also, just being a part of that group last year was one of the better teams I've ever played on, just as far as character and how we got along, and to win something with them, it was very special.
How does this year's group then compare to that group that you talked about last year?
Very similar. Obviously, we only have a handful of new players, so the core group's there, and the new additions are great as well. Great guys, character, hardworking, very very high end skill set as well. All of them a nice mix, nice balance for us, and this has been a very enjoyable season so far, and hopefully we can do the same thing for this group tonight.
The backdrop to today, of course, is the game in Nottingham on Friday. Is this where you tell me that has nothing to do with what's going to happen?
I don't even know what you're talking about. The only thing that it has to do with is things that, looking at that game, what we did poorly, what we did well, and obviously trying to do the things we did well throughout the full game and get off to a better start. Obviously, penalties were a little bit of an issue for us last game. We need to be disciplined. And a few other little adjustments as well. But aside from that, it's a whole new day, and that's the best part about hockey.
Corey, cup final day, how are you feeling?
Confident. Boys pretty cheerful, excited. Should be fun.
This is a competition that has brought you a lot of success. Does it mean more to you than perhaps it does to some?
Probably so. Not a lot of people have won it since we've been around, so I think we've had that taste, and it's been a lot of fun racking up championships and doing those. It is great. I mean, especially fun to win in front of our home fans. But I'm sure a lot of them will be watching today. What's
been the secret to your success in the Challenge Cup over your time in charge of the Panthers?
Well, it's getting out of the group stage is not too difficult. Typically, as long as you do okay, you should get out of there. And then once the aggregate scores come around, we generally have done very well in that. It tends to be more of a goal-scoring competition than perhaps a defensive-minded affair. So the teams who typically are built on winning, 2-1, they may win their game 2-1, but if we get rolling, our offense is generally pretty good. We can win by 4 or 5, and that's been pretty good for us over the years, the aggregate score competition.
Different this year in the sense that we're here at the Sheffield Arena. It's a one-off game. You've not been here before for this competition. Mm-hmm. How different is that going to make it for you? It's just as I said. It's that a lot of these teams built 2-1. They say defense wins championships, and I think we've done that very well. In spite of being good at the aggregate score, I think we've won the playoffs an awful lot as well, which comes down to one-off performances. And I like to try and find players who are good at big moments and big games, or for big players. And I think over the past we've had a lot of those. And I think this team, we'll see. It always. I know that there's some guys in that dressing room who I trust, who have been through that with. The David Clarks and these guys who've been around for a while, the Matthews. So, but the new guys will see how, when the pressure arrives, see how they do. You mentioned dressing rooms. Of course, you're no strangers to Sheffield Arena, but you are a stranger to the home dressing room where you are today. Yeah, never been on this side before, but it'll be interesting. I guess we'll be on that bench too. So things, we always, work days one day at a time and just see how things kind of go. But I don't think it, matters, where you sit or what you do. It just matters when you get on the ice and how the players, react to the situations and how they work.
The teams are pumped up. They're ready to go for the Elite League Challenge Cup final. It is the defending champions, the Cardiff Devils, against the Nottingham Panthers, a team who have owned this competition in recent years. Cardiff, 12 months ago, took the title, beating the Sheffield Steelers, winning the first one-off final in Elite League history. It's Nottingham's first visit to the big dance. But can Corey Nielsen's side provide the performance that he would hope for in this circumstance? We have every angle covered here on BBC Sport. Ringside for us is Owen Bradley, and he's between the benches. Owen.
The lineups tonight, the interesting one to watch from Nottingham's point of view is Mika Wiegman, the Panthers' starting netminder. Coach Corey Nielsen told me before the game he'd be in net for Nottingham providing he got through warm-up. It's been that type of season for the Panthers goalie. When he's on and fit, he's pretty good, but he has to be fully fit to play at that level. Watch out for the Cam Janssen line tonight for the Panthers. Very effective on Friday in Nottingham's victory over Cardiff alongside Robert Farmer and Chris Lawrence, who will centre them. As for Cardiff, Carl Hudson is out, which means Chris Culligan will drop back to D, and Zach Cavato, who missed out on Friday, returns to the lineup for the Devils.
Two referees in place, Dean Smith and Tom Darnell, and we're underway in the 2016 Elite League Challenge Cup final. And immediately it is with Culligan, who finds Josh Batch. Cardiff wearing the white with green shoulders and red shorts. And it's the black and gold of Nottingham. It's Cardiff who try and get it in first, and Nottingham will now try and bring away. Working it wide, quick shot comes in, and some early work for Ben Bounds to deal with as Cam Janssen drives hard to the net, and he's going to be a key player, that man in the middle of your screen.
Well, he brings energy every night, Seth. I mean, you know, he's played in the NHL for the most part of his career. You know, he brings some toughness. It's not about toughness today. This is a one-off final, and they'll be looking for him to get on the forecheck, get on the body, create some space for Lawrence and Farmer, who are his line mates. And yeah, interesting line.
Panthers quick shot, and Bounds will claim this one early on. Kolnick, the shooter, straight off the face-off. And is this a bit of a ploy from the Panthers, getting early rubber on Ben Bounds, who's been a little shaky by his own very high standards?
I think so, Seth. Yeah, I think they want to get pucks to the net as soon as they can and test him and see where his head is.
Lord will try and battle into the zone. Lee will go back to collect for the Panthers, and now the outlet pass is a good one. And Nottingham can break all the way down the ice. Here's Mosey, who's been in great form. Kolnick wants it down low, gets it now. Shot side of the net. Kolnick picks up the pieces. Here's Mosey. All the way to the top, and Lee. A player infringing on the crease. Signalled by Dean Smith, the referee. And so the face-off will go into neutral ice. What are you looking for when you're coaching a side in the opening 2 minutes of a period?
Well, you want to get the momentum swing right off the bat. You know, you want that. I mean, both teams, obviously, you don't want to open up and get and turn it into a game of shinny where both teams have just got scoring chances either way, but you want to get on the front foot straight away. You want to get on the puck. Both teams are puck possession teams. And so far, Nottingham have, they started the game with a couple of shots.
The Devils will get this one in deep. It's cleared all the way around by Quick. Cavato will battle on the boards. He's a tone setter in his own way. And he and Quick are involved in a good battle just off your screen. Those two had plenty of afters there. And immediately Cardiff set themselves up. An interesting forecheck from the Devils. And there's going to be an awful lot that's played between the two coaches here. One of them, of course, able to physically play the game. The other one will be doing it in how he puts players out there on the ice and how he approaches this game. Hotham, superb offensive defenseman, will clear this one down the ice. There's a hard hit on the play. Penalty coming. First bit of indiscipline. And it's War who'll go to the penalty box, and Cardiff go on the power play. And they have it with Morissette. Gone 2 minutes in this one as Martin, the league's leading scorer, will send this one in. It bobbles up and into the grateful catcher of Mika Wiegman.
Yeah, you can see two teams, Nottingham on the forecheck, when they were set up in a controlled breakout there, Cardiff, and that's the reason they actually get the power play. They stretch a guy up on the far blue line. They're trying to engage the D, and War came in, hit him from behind, which then gave the 2 minute minor and the power play for the Devils, and they've got some power play. I mean, that's something that Nottingham will be very aware of, as we all are in the league, that this power play causes damage night in, night out for the opposition of the Devils.
It works pretty much 1 in 4 times for the Cardiff Devils. 25.2 it runs at. And the Devils have it with Kirker. Haddad on the left side will rim it all the way around. It's not held by Russell, and then Fournier sends it towards the net, and an easy clear for the Panthers down the ice. What is it that Cardiff look to try and do here?
Well, the Panthers, I mean, what you've got to understand is how teams kill against you, and the Panthers are very, very aggressive in zone. You know, they'll come and they'll look to take your time and space away. They don't want to give you time to set up, and they're very aggressive up ice as well. You can see they're chasing down on pucks. They want to get into one-on-one situations. So, you know, you've got to get control like they are now. You've got to get control and force them into their diamond or into their box, however they're playing it. So they can't force you in these one-on-one battle situations.
Russell works it down low. Fournier's the man at the top. Good skating defenseman. He's able to create so much, and he's made a big impact as that goes to the side of the net. And now Kirker. Fournier again to Kirker. Takes a slash, works it down low. Not getting much penetration though here. Cardiff, everything kept to the outside. Nottingham will be happy with that, and now they can break. Short-handed, it's a chance for Lakovic. Robert Lakovic on his backhand side does really well. No penalty called, but he does create a scoring opportunity here. Matthew Myers, Cardiff born, playing for Nottingham. Couldn't make the most of it. And when you talk about aggression, I guess that's it, encapsulated.
Well, F1 will always look to fly up and split the D, you know, on a turnover like that.
Here's Martin. Taking it to the outside again, trying to get that possession, but another good clear down the ice from the Panthers, and with 10 seconds remaining on that war penalty, the hard work has been done by Corey Nielsen's side. Here's Martin stepping into the zone. Uses the boards as Nottingham go back to full strength. Hotham sends this one in. There was plenty of traffic there, but Nottingham were able to close it out and then come back the other way themselves. Bomback with a hit. The shot comes in and Bounds will hang on again, and it's another one of those quick shots taken. This time it was the defenseman quick with the opportunity from the blue line as it builds back.
Yeah, they're putting everything to the net. And Panthers did a great job on the PK there. You know, they didn't really give the Devils any time to set up. And I think this is where they're going to miss Hudson. He's a right shot defenseman, and they like to go D to D. He's got a great shot, a great cannon. They have a great net presence. And it'll be interesting to see who jumps into his position.
Good battle at the side of the net, and Moran fell. He now collects possession. An early penalty does disrupt things to a certain degree, where the players don't get their regular ice time, where you'd expect them to be out there for about 40 seconds apiece, and then off the ice, Nottingham will roll 4 different units as now the break goes in and Jones is after it. The youngster puts some pressure on the forecheck. It allows Cardiff to get a full change, and his job is done as he spins away, and Nottingham will try and bring it out of their own zone. It's a ring-wide pass. Another shot comes in, and this time from Farmer. Lawrence will take over. Back to Farmer. Poked out in front again. Good battle in front from Janssen. And Cardiff have to take it on as Farmer crashes hard into Culligan, and there's another big hit. And this crash-bang line is doing its job right now for the Nottingham Panthers. Did they ever just up the ante?
Well, it's Nottingham's fourth line. It's as strong as any fourth line in the league.
As we get a bit of a conversation going between Farmer and Josh Batch. Then Janssen comes in and he's barking.
Well, they want to get on the body. I mean, and that's what Corey will say. That's a big fourth line. It brings energy and obviously a skill factor as well. But there's 3 big, strong men. And offensively, they'll want to get onto Culligan. Culligan's jumping in on the back end. I mean, he's great to have we call it a swing guy like that can jump into any position forward-wise or can come into your back end. But he's not a regular defenseman. And they want to put pressure on him. They want to see how he reacts, you know, to a heavy forecheck. It's been a great start to the game.
Well, the conversation here is between David Clark, the GB International, and Tom Darnell, one of the referees. And with a 2-man system, you're not going to get away with the stuff behind the play, are you? You're not going to get away with that maybe little shot as the puck goes down the ice.
No, and it's, you know, it's, as the game has got quicker and quicker, and the speed of the game and everything else that goes with that, you know, a one-man system, one-man refereeing system is tougher for the referee to be in that perfect position. But you can have someone above the puck and someone from below the puck now, and hopefully the right decision happens every time. And that's all we want as coaches and players, is the right decision. Sometimes.
We're going to go down ringside to Owen Bradley and the next break in play and get an idea of what's going on between the benches.
Yeah, Chris Lawrence, the man to keep an eye on after that big shift from the Panthers' fourth line. He put the hit on in the corner, just a bit ginger getting off the ice. He was helped off, looked like he was winded. We'll keep an eye to see if he returns quickly.
So another power play for the Cardiff Devils, second of the game. The first produced not one scoring opportunity. So that will be something that Andrew Lord will want to maybe change this time round, as McMillan sends this one in and Bounds wants to play it quickly, but Nottingham play it smart and they force him to freeze the puck.
Yeah, this is a time when, I mean, I like Nottingham. You know, if they have an opportunity to jump offensively, they'll look to score on the PK. And that's what all teams do now in the modern game. But I think Cardiff have to look to get a Joey Martin on the puck in the offensive zone. He can slow things down, he can make the plays. But Nottingham aren't given any time or space, and they're pressuring. Even up ice here, they'll pressure with two guys if they see numbers.
Morissette takes it wide. Back to Richardson. Terrific player. A touch from Lord. Who's going to win the battle on the boards? It's going to be a key area in this game, you feel. And Nottingham not quite able to clear their own zone there, and Richardson rims round. Lee will jump on it though. Doesn't beat Hotham, but Hotham immediately under pressure. Big, strong boy, Hotham, but wasn't able to fight through that challenge. Martin. The Devils building on the right side. The pass to Doucette misses out, and Cardiff will reset again with 40 seconds remaining with the one-man advantage. Too many men on the ice there.
They got away with that one.
Not spotted by either of the officials. Fournier steps towards the middle, sends this one all the way through, and Vinkman bit on that. Into the final 15 seconds of the power play. Still nothing. Nottingham keeping Cardiff to the outside. Maybe now they'll try and press. Difficult for Doucette. The shot will come, backdoor chance, and Kirker fans on it.
Well, Doucette likes to pop out in that area. He's a right shot.
Nottingham back to full strength as Fournier goes in.
You see the strong side forward collapses right down on Doucette and takes that away, but then the cross seam was there, and that was probably their best chance of the game so far.
Strong side, weak side, we'll get you to explain those hockey terms. Goes onto the back of the net, and it's that energy line out there again, and Batch is having a few words. Janssen jumps in very, very quickly. Josh Batch is a big lad, isn't he? He's 6'3", 6'4". So we see this chance again. Kirker.
And, you know, and that's where you want Kirker. I mean, he has a fabulous release. And he reads the game really well. He's played at the top level in the Czech League and I think NHL games as well. And that's where they want to work the puck to, that position, because everybody got focused in on Doucette and that little one-time, that little pop-out play he makes. And he normally buries them.
Difficult though, puck not quite flat on the ice. It was a good opportunity, but not a perfect opportunity, if you like.
No, but I mean, when you get a situation like that on the power play and pucks come through and you've got no traffic and you want your big guns to put them away. But it did look like the puck jumped there, Seth, you're right.
Lee for the Panthers. Nottingham, after killing that penalty, would love to create something here. Such a big unit for the Nottingham Panthers. Lawrence goes in hard on the boards. Finds Janssen. He wants to set the cycle going here. Reverses to Farmer, but Farmer couldn't handle it. It's a bit too high for him, really. And Cardiff 5-on-5 are being a bit outmatched right now, it feels.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't really settled down. They haven't really had the puck. I mean, and they're a team that likes the puck. They like to own the puck and manage the puck. But the Panthers are playing a high-pressure, physical hockey game right now, and they're trying to make their 4 blocks work against the 3 of Cardiff's. And every chance they have to finish a hit, they're finishing every hit. But once Cardiff settle down, get some control, then you have to start chasing a little bit.
Well, the Devils have some possession. Haddad plays it round to Culligan. Batch. Long clearance all the way down. There's no touch there, so it will be an icing call. And play comes all the way back. 200 feet, 10:34 remaining in this first season. There's a young man who just had his first international call-up at senior level, Sam Oakford. He's had a steady season, hasn't he? He's won himself a job in Nottingham here.
And he's come on well. And, you know, another young kid that's going to hopefully break through to the national team and be a big part of that for years to come. And obviously Corey likes him because he's using him in big games like today.
They have 7 defensemen which they rotate. Oakford, one of them.
Very passive in the neutral zone right now.
Cardiff just set themselves up. Bounds will field this, and he hangs on. And Nottingham, I guess they realise that Bounds is a netminder who doesn't play the puck that quickly.
Well, he didn't then, did he? He did have a chance to play that out, and you know, you don't want face-offs in the offensive zone or in your defensive zone. You want to keep the puck moving up and out. You know, the less time you spend in your own end, the better it is. But you know, when Nottingham have good face-off plays and they know what they're doing.
Wrap round the boards, going to be collected by Kolnick. Panthers back in possession with Mosey. Devils rat it out of there. And now Fournier. Doucette goes to the outside. He's taken down by War. No penalty. Devils still in possession momentarily, but more good strength from the Panthers.
Yeah, they're winning the battles right now, Seth, aren't they? They're winning the battles on the walls. They're coming out with the second pucks. And, you know, that's where the Devils need big guys. They're big guys going, getting on the body and giving a little bit back. And because right now it looks like the Panthers just have the edge on the battlefront, but there's a long way to go. I mean,
what do you do as a coach? You've got a game plan, and how do you start to? At what point do you start to tinker with that game plan to try and get yourself more into a game?
Well, I mean, this sport is all about momentum. You know, when it swings from good teams, momentum swings from team to team in different periods of the game. And I'd say for the first 10 minutes, it's been the Panthers that have been a little bit more aggressive. You know, like their forecheck, up ice, they're looking to finish every hit. And they're not giving the Devils a lot of time for, to get control and play their controlled game. So the Devils, I mean, they look like they're stretching away from the puck a little bit, you know, from my point of view, from our vantage point here, Seth, and they need to come a little bit closer to the puck, support it a little bit closer. Then they get that puck possession. Then they can come through the neutral zone as a 4 or as a 5. But it's early days.
It is very early days in this one. And that unit's back out there, the Lawrence Farmer Janssen unit, and feels like Corey Nielsen is going to them right now. They've set a tone for this Nottingham team, and he's going to keep going back there whenever he can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Culligan.
And Lawrence is an excellent face-off guy as well. He doesn't lose many draws. He's probably well over 60-65% efficient on wins.
Here's Kirk, a quick shot the other way. Winkman has to scramble to claim that one in. A Finnish Swede or a Swedish Finn, whichever way round you want to look at it.
Yeah, I got a couple of Swedes this year. Good guys, work hard, come to play every day, come to practice every day. They bring a great attitude to the sport. The legendary Connie Stromberg.
40 years of age, Connie Stromberg.
I know.
But still, he provided, if you've not seen it, a highlight reel play last night. An exciting player to watch. And You just wish you could have seen him as a 30-year-old.
I don't think we could have afforded him then, Seth. That's probably why.
Here's Josh Batch. Sent back in again by the Panthers. Slakovic, and he goes chasing on Culligan, and Culligan's had a lot of ice time. We've not seen a lot of Hendricks. Seen a lot of Fournier, we've seen a lot of Culligan, we've seen a lot of Josh Batch so far.
Cardiff are looking for this stretch play all the time. The weak side wingers going right up into the far blue line, but they're not really exiting out their own end with control. And you know, they're doing a great job, the Panthers, in the neutral zone of turning that over and coming back at them.
The stick in the lane eventually sees the Nottingham Panthers go offside. 8:06 remaining in a goalless first session so far. It is the defending Challenge Cup champions, the Cardiff Devils, against the Nottingham Panthers, who've just been fantastic in this competition. We'll go back downstairs. Owen Bradley. Owen, what are you sensing from the benches?
I think the Nottingham bench are pretty calm. They're pretty happy with what they've seen so far. I'm just standing behind Mika Viekman at the moment, the Panthers netminder, who looks alert, and he's not been troubled too much as the play continues down the other end. Cardiff just struggling to get much going, as you've said on commentary, although they're coming over neutral ice now.
Here's Martin. Banks that one off the glass. You hear it ring out on the effects mics here. Richardson steps up to hang in there, but that's more good physical play by Kolnick. And the Panthers have possession back, and what a pass that is, right up the middle. Bombach, centering feed cut out by Morissette. But Nottingham looking to explode offensively.
Cagey. Both teams are playing it very cagey in the neutral zone. They don't want to get outnumbered on the rush. They don't want to give up an odd man rush.
Here's Hervato. Needs some help. Hendricks is out there on the back end. Mentioned him before. Not seeing an awful lot of playing time here in this building, at least. Clark still has possession. McMillan, chance out in front, what a save! Ben bounds, danger not cleared, now Doucette will get it away. The Panthers are denied, and all of a sudden the Devils come back, sniping high. Was Doucette. And that's just how quick this game can change. One end to the other in a flash. And now here's Kirker. And does that breathe some life into this Cardiff Devils performance? Remember, 4 defeats in a row coming into this one for the Cardiff Devils, having been outstanding all year long. And it sparks the crowd. Here's a chance for Russell. Quick shot, side of the net, rebound pops out. And eventually Viekman will hang on to it.
A great save by Bounds. And you know, that lifts your bench, that energises the building. You can hear the Cardiff fans now. And on the back of that phenomenal save, you know, Cardiff break up the other end, and you know, they get a couple of good scoring chances themselves. And you can see Doucette here flying down the left wing, right shot, cuts to the middle. He's got a great shot, great release. He gets it away really quick, and they'll try and use that defenseman as a screen. And then there was a good passage of play. They kept the puck in the offensive zone.
And it's those moments that just breathe back the confidence into a side that maybe just wonder at this point. They have to start questioning themselves. They're very much in the Elite League title race, but having sat at the top, they were replaced last night by your side, Paul, and that again, it just adds another little question, knowing that there's 5 games remaining in the season.
Well, I think they're working their way into this game now. When the Panthers started, the stronger. And you're right, confidence is a huge part of life, of sport, of anything. And you know, you're coming off the back of 4 losses, you're in a cup final, but you have to put that aside, like we said in the pre-game talk. And you know, you have a chance to win a trophy. You're 60 minutes away from retaining a trophy. And I think, you know, if they can get Salters and Haddad in on the forecheck, get them in on the body, they'll turn over pucks like they just have there.
Hendricks lets this one go, rebound pops out, and Viekman claims it at the second attempt.
Game's livened up, last 3-4 shifts. Feeling out processes, you know, and it happens like that in a game. You don't want to just go and open up and and then concede a goal and start chasing in a game. And good shot from the point, lots of traffic, no rebounds.
It's what Wiegman does well, that, isn't it? He knows where the puck is. It doesn't get away from him.
That's what the elite goalies do. You know, pucks don't come back out, especially through traffic. They eat them. And he's one of the better goalies in the league, no doubt.
Backhand pass is cut out. Martin will try and jump into the play. Now Andrew Lord just waits as there was a delayed offside. Kolnick and Lord get involved in a bit of a stick fight on the blue line. Referees let it go. Richardson, now a shooting lane opens up. A lot of time for Hotham. And that deflects over the top. He didn't pull the trigger there, did he?
Shot. Hotham, he's a good defenseman. He sees the ice really, really well. But that was laid right into his wheelhouse, and we were thinking of one-timers going to the net with lots of traffic at the net. But now it's Cardiff's turn for a little bit of momentum. It's turning into a good feisty affair. And how, when the referees are letting things go with the Kolnick thing there, and as long as that's kept at that level all the way through, you accept that as a coach and as players.
Clark for Nottingham will clear this one away. The pass to Hotham is a good one, and now he can outlet. And this is a chance for Lord. Scored that crucial goal 12 months ago to get the Devils on their way. And he is an energising player, isn't he, Andrew Lord?
And a clutch guy. He finishes the opportunities that they create. Good player.
Lawrence back in his own zone. Too strong there for Haddad, who was forechecking hard. Janssen will try and chop it in. Batch will cut it out. Takes a deflection off one of the gloved players on the bench, I think. No whistle, though. And now Kirker to the red line and in. Offside will be given here. The point is back towards neutral ice, so we get another break in play. We'll go back downstairs to Owen Bradley.
Just to go back to the Matthew Myers chance a few moments ago, fantastic save by Ben Bounds. Those two involved plenty on Friday when Panthers got that big win over Cardiff on the eve of this game. Myers opened the scoring against his former team, of course, and I think the pressure that Nottingham are trying to put on Ben Bounds, as you've mentioned on commentary, putting pucks on him at every opportunity, I think that goes back to the way they played on Friday and the amount of pressure that they were able to put on the Cardiff netminder. Obviously no way through yet, but I think we'll continue to see it as the period closes.
Russell gets it back to the blue line. Cardiff having their best spell of the game so far. Now maybe side of the net, little stuff attempt, second chance chopped from Haddad. There he gets just taken out on the plate. Another penalty coming here. And that's absolutely right. Schmidt will go. He will disagree with this. But that's it's a pretty clear pick play, isn't it?
Yeah, interference play. You can't do that in today's game.
And Schmidt would have been second in that foot race there. Haddad had got the stride on him already.
Well, he was just trying to slow him down for his partner or for his winger to get a little bit more time on the puck. But Cardiff have got to they've got to get some control here if they want to execute on their power play. They've got to get some control, because the Panthers' penalty kill has been exemplary in the first two power plays that the Devils have had.
Third power play of the period, and we mentioned before it runs at 25%, a shade over that. So they score 1 in 4. Here's Morissette. Hotham will collect the puck now, and he's in good possession. Can't beat his man, though. And the Panthers will send this one in deep. Lakovic. Oh, he has a chance here. Open goal. Side netting. What an opportunity for Robert Lakovic.
It's twice now the Panthers have split the blue line.
Wall plays it round. Atmosphere builds again in this building. Shot from Martin. Back to the top. Space for Richardson. Lets this one go. He's a scorer of important goals.
He's a very good player.
Underrated, I think, by some, but when you watch him play every day, he is a high-quality performer. Swindon born.
He's not, sorry Seth, he's not underrated by the people in the game, and he's one of the premier British defencemen. You know, he plays for 25 minutes for his Cardiff Devils team in all situations, on the power play, on the PK. He closes games out, and big strong boy. Does the little things. Does the little things very, very well that, like you say, sometimes get missed.
Well, he's that good you don't notice him most of the time, that's the thing. If you see him once, twice, 3 times a year, but when you watch him a lot in a short space of time, you really appreciate what he's all about.
Well, especially, you know, from a defensive point of view. If you don't notice defensemen, it's because they're doing their job.
Evan Mosey dropping in as a defenseman on this penalty kill for the Nottingham Panthers. Another one of those swing players you talked about, as Cardiff have 17 more seconds to try and create a great scoring opportunity. And in 3 power plays, I think they've had half a chance maybe with the opportunity for Kirker at the back door.
They need to get a little tighter. You know, they're all spread out, and they're all set up before they've got control.
Nottingham back to full strength. Schmidt out of the box.
And you know, and a team like Nottingham who pressure so hard, you've got to outnumber the puck. You know, if they've got 2 guys coming hard on the puck, you've got to have 3, you've got to have 4.
Finkman goes out to play it, sends it round the boards. Richardson will hold in. And Salters kicks it away against his former club. One of the premier power forwards in the league, Lee Salters. As Nottingham have to work quickly to get this one out of their own zone. Panthers come in, 35 seconds remaining. Clark was strong. Now we get another quick whistle here, and Havato's having a bit of a word here with Schultz, and everybody falls in. And Schultz is throwing a bit down there. And he's pretty excited right now. I'm not sure what that was all about. I'm not sure where it came from. You can see him, he's still jawing away, isn't he? I suspect there might be a bit of an even up call here with penalties going each way, but we see it there at the side of the net. The last thing you want when you fall over like that is big Lee Salters on top of you.
I think it'll be 4-on-4. I think there'll be coincidental roughing penalties. And Clarkie's up, talking to the referees again.
He does a good job with that, doesn't he, as a captain of the team? It's one of the roles that you have.
Yeah, I mean, you want your leaders to go in there and maybe put a word in the ear of the referee. Did you see this? Did you see that? I mean, Clarkie's good at that. And it's not all about him going over and asking them to explain the penalty. It's about him maybe gaining an advantage somewhere.
But he has that ability to do it in an amiable and affable way.
Well, he's cool, you know, he's cool in that situation. He knows what, and he's experienced. I mean, more importantly, he's very experienced.
A first period of few chances here in the Challenge Cup final. So the penalties will even up. Roughing calls for Stephen Schultz and a cross-checking call on Zach Avato. And Nottingham will take it into the zone. Now would be a great time to take the lead. Quick, finds Kolnick. Schmidt on the blue line. And that deflects into the stands. Who's happier right now? Corey Nielsen or Andrew Lord?
Well, I think the Panthers, for the first 10 minutes of the game, you know, like I said, they got on the forecheck, they were very physical, they want to get on the body. That must be part of their game plan, because they know they have the advantage of more bodies in their roster. But I think the last 6-7 minutes, I think the Devils started to take over. But what you want to do is sometimes when you're power playing, this is talking for a man that hasn't had a very good one all year, your power play can sometimes deflate you when it's not happening and when it's not going. So I think a pretty even period. I think Cardiff worked their way back in it. Nottingham started the stronger, but I think the game needs a goal, Seth.
The horn sounds, and the first period comes to a close. Mika Wiegman will make his way down the tunnel. 15 minutes for the coaching staff to try and get their messages across, and for the players to take a breath What do you do in this circumstance? You walk off the bench. What's your first port of call?
I go in. I mean, if we're at home, and my video coach will come down and show me clips of the game. I might have made a note of 2 or 3 that I want to look at, and I'll review them. And I leave the players for the first 6-7 minutes. They need to go in and just take a drink. You know, some of them take the kit off, relax. They'll talk to each other, and you know, when I've had a review of what I think we need to look at and the points that we need to make, we'll go back in and we'll make 3 or 4 key points. Maybe we'll bring some players out, show them a little bit of the video on some of the plays, you know, that we want to activate. And, you know, and we'll direct them on where we feel we need to be better, basically.
Let's go down and get some instant reaction to that first period with Owen Bradley.
And with Panthers defenseman and assistant captain Brian Schmidt, plenty of penalties to kill in that period, Brian, but you get out of it 0-0.
Yeah, it's a big period for us because you never want to go 3 periods down and or 3 penalties down in the period. But you know, I think we're playing hard, and if we take hard hits and take a penalty, we'll kill those off.
And you actually had some decent scoring opportunities on the penalty kill.
Yeah, the one we had, Stevie made a great pass to Lacko, and Lacko had a semi-breakaway. He just got caught from behind, but it was a great play by them.
Give us a sense of the atmosphere and playing on this ice with what is essentially neutralised tonight.
Yeah, we didn't know it was going to happen tonight because being in Sheffield and everything, but you know, Cardiff fans showed up, Nottingham Panthers fans showed up, and actually it's really great. They're cheering loud, so it's been good so far.
What adjustments for the second period from your point of view?
I don't think any. You know, we'll just keep playing hard. Hopefully we'll get some bounces and maybe some power plays.
Panthers defenseman Brian Schmidt joining us at Rink side here at the Sheffield Arena.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brian Schmidt for joining us live down there, Rinkside. What were the key moments then for you in that first 20 minutes, Paul?
Well, I think you could see the game plan. Nottingham's game plan was get pucks early on Bouncy. You know, when they were shooting pucks from outside the docks and looking to drive that middleman drive and pick up any loose rebounds. But Bouncy held them all and looked very strong. And like you said, he made a great big save, you know, from a metre out against, and really, the big save he made against Myers, I think, activated and woke up the Cardiff bench, because I think from that save onwards, Cardiff have got into the game and looked stronger in the last half.
What adjustments do they have to make from here, though?
I just think they need to get on the puck a little bit more. I think they have players like, you know, Joey Martin, Havato. If when they're coming through the neutral zone with speed, their vision and how they can pick guys out and you know, and make their plays.
Let's go back downstairs, Owen Bradley.
Night due to injury. Firstly, how much does it hurt not being able to be out there with your teammates?
You can't really put that into words, really, but just glad to know that they've got plenty of guys in there that can get the job done without me, so it's just all I'm banking on.
Give us a sense then, what have you made of the first 20 from your boys?
It's about as expected. I mean, nobody really wants to give up too much. I was expecting it to be, I didn't expect too many goals in the first period. As the game goes on, I might open up a little bit, but definitely a little bit of nerves you can see on both sides to start the game.
A couple of chances with the extra man. Disappointed not to see your team capitalise on one of those?
Well, of course, anytime we get the man advantage, we want to get a goal here or there, but like I say, the first period in a game like this, everybody's kind of feeling each other out and see how it goes the rest of the way.
You won it last year, of course, in a pretty tight game. That was 2-1 over the Sheffield Steelers here. Does it feel similar in kind of how close it is?
Oh yeah. Like I say, these one-off games like this, they're always going to be tight. Everybody comes in. Like I say, the first period, he's squeezing your stick a little bit too hard, maybe. But yeah, as the game wears on, you know, I'm sure we'll see some nice plays in that. I think we're in for a good game either way.
You need to get goaltending if you're going to win games like this, and Ben Bounds has already given you one absolute gem.
That was a big save. We'll take that for sure. So hopefully we keep that going.
Just a word on the supporters and the atmosphere in here tonight. It's a one-off final, which is still something pretty new for the Elite League, and it feels special in here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we had a huge support crowd last year when they came up too. So, it's still a great crowd, but I think we were kind of expecting it. It's not as big of a wow factor as it was last year, because we just know how great our fans are in terms of making the trip up.
Tyson, I know you'd love to be out there, but thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
That is the man who raised the trophy above his head 12 months ago, Tyson Marsh, and he's been a big loss for the Cardiff Devils, and he's a loss that was sparked from the rivalry between these two clubs.
Yeah, he's a solid defenseman. I mean, he plays tough every night. And he, you know, and I mean, he won't class himself as a guy who goes out and looks to fight in a heavyweight, but he'll do whatever it takes for his team to win. And you know, in this sport, it's a tough sport we play here, and you don't like to see anybody, you know, from a concussion point of view, suffering the way he is. And but he's been a fantastic signing for the Devils over the last few years, and you know, and he's been a big reason why they are where they are now.
We can go back downstairs again then. Owen Bradley is with the Panthers defenseman Jeff Dimon.
We've just heard from Tyson Marsh, Jeff, how disappointing it is not to be involved tonight. You're sitting upstairs watching this one as well. You must be feeling pretty similar.
Yeah, it's tough to come in here and watch your team play. You know, coming down the stretch, it's been frustrating not to be able to help out the guys, but they've been playing great, and can only cheer them on, right? They've been hot recently, and it's great to see.
Something that's been said to me is that you've almost already found playoff-style hockey. You're playing that kind of intensity. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, for sure. Every game is do or die from here on out. You know, the league's up for grabs, the cup final, and then into playoffs. So it's a playoff atmosphere every night, and it's fun hockey to watch.
Always ask this of imports, but have you got your head around this one-off final thing yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can see why it happens. It's a great atmosphere. The fans are crazy here, and it's a really good turnout even from the Cardiff fans, so I can see why they do it.
An even first period, no goals. Obviously the first one's going to be vital. Tell us about Mika Vietman, the netminder you played in front of this season.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable for us. You know, he kept us in a lot of games early when we had no business being in there, and he's battled some injuries, and he's really showed that he can bounce back, and he's been playing unbelievable for us recently, and we have all the confidence in the world in him.
How do you see this one playing out, 2 periods to go?
Oh, I see it as a dogfight to the end. You know, he came out, bodies are flying, and I see us coming out on top in the end.
Jeff, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Panthers defenseman Jeff Dimon joining us.
Big thank you to Owen Bradley, our man ringside, bringing you all of the reaction. We'll try and hear from some of the fans as well to try and get an idea of how they'll be feeling at the end of that goalless first 20 minutes. It's funny when you've got games like this, and all of a sudden it does mean so much, that first goal. Do you start to feel a pressure almost the longer it stays at 0-0?
I don't think you feel a pressure. I mean, I think that's not the word. You feel that you want to get on the board, obviously, but you don't want to give up that in a one-off game, that go-ahead goal where you start chasing. But you know, this game is, you win and lose by the goals you score. You know, and I think both teams, from a tactical point of view, you know, they've got 4 guys constantly behind the puck unless they're in a forecheck situation. They're looking to, you know, to stack up in the neutral zone and make it tough for anyone to enter into the end zone with good puck possession. And but one goal will change things. You know, the game will open up, and that will happen. But it's, you know, I thought the game livened up there in the last 6-7 minutes. I thought Cardiff started coming back again, and you know, we've got a great final on our hands.
It's interesting seeing a Cardiff side who maybe haven't been on the front foot, because I would guess when you've seen them as Sheffield Steelers head coach, they have been very much that side that have been on the front foot and been right at you from the off.
Well, every team goes through, and you know, you have to battle adversity during the season. Obviously, you don't want it to come at the business end of the season, you know, which it is now. And a couple of weeks ago, we went head-to-head against Cardiff, and we played here on the Saturday, and Cardiff beat us for the first time all year. And we knew we had to go back into their old arena, as it was, the big blue tent, and get a result. And it was a war. It was an absolute war in there, and it was a great game of hockey. And from that point onwards, maybe their confidence has took a little bit of a dip in league form. But it looked today that they started off a little bit on their heels, not on their toes. But as the period's gone on, as the game's gone on, I think they grew back into the Cardiff Devils again. And I think we have a fantastic final. And 40 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. 5 minutes or so before the start of the next period. Let's try and take the temperature of the two sets of fans. Let's go back downstairs then, and our man Owen Bradley.
Well, two supporters who have very carefully taken their team colours off to join us down here at Rinkside. Tina Taylor, Panthers fan, and John Donovan, the Cardiff supporter. We'll start with you, John, the away team tonight, but we'll let you go first. What do you think of the first 20?
I think we grew into it. I thought we were a little tentative to start off with, maybe a team lacking in confidence. We haven't been on a great run lately. We weren't shooting too much on that power play, but as the period got on, we grew into the game, and Ben Barnes makes a fantastic save for us.
And Tina, Panthers' point of view?
Yes, pretty similar really. I think we started off quite tentatively, but we've definitely been the more physical of the two teams. I would definitely say that. I feel like Bounce has been the busier netminder, made an absolutely stunning save from, I believe it was Matthew Myers, from a David Clark feed behind the net. Wheatman's had a little bit to do towards the end. I mean, penalties aside, obviously we've had 3 clear penalty kills, and we've done really, really well keeping the puck out of the net.
We talked on commentary about the Nottingham bash line, if you like, of Chris Lawrence, Cam Janssen and Robert Farmer. Just give us a sense of how loved those 3 are, particularly Cam Janssen. I know he's a real favourite.
Yeah, Cam Janssen always gets the biggest cheer when he comes out of the Nottingham Arena, and it's a line that's not been together for all that long actually, but a line that is really, really making an impact. I mean, Cam Janssen can make an impact on his own, but now he's got 2 line mates who can do similar. I mean, Chris Lawrence is throwing the body around, he is battling in the corners, Robert Farmer's doing what Robert Farmer does. I mean, we expect nothing less from Robert Farmer from what he's doing tonight. And that line, putting them all together, yeah, impact line is about right for them.
And John, who are you looking at to really make an impact for your Devils tonight?
I think you've got to look at the Joey Martin line. Joey Martin leads the league in points, and Jake Morissette and Andrew Law just play off him so well, and Andrew Hotham on the back end is a big point scoring defenseman. So in games like this you need your big players to be your big players, and everything really starts from the Joey Martin line. That's the heartbeat of the Cardiff Devils. So if that line gets going, we could be in for an exciting afternoon.
Just finally, who's going to win it?
Oh, Cardiff.
Oh, Nottingham, obviously.
We'd expect nothing else. Thanks for joining us, guys.
It is interesting to hear the different perspectives, isn't it, from a fan's eye view, where they're watching and what they're seeing, and hearing what John was saying about the way in which Cardiff started this game. Very much echoes what we felt up here.
Well, you can see it. You can see it. But like he just said, they work their way back into the game, like we've set up in commentary here. And I think Andrew Lord will actually be sitting there with Neil Francis and saying, okay, good. We haven't conceded a goal. We're not chasing the game. We worked our way back into it. We can get stronger from this. We can build from this. And then Corey on the other side will be saying, hey, more of the same. Some great PKs today. We want to get on the body. We want to be physical. We want to pepper Bounds. We want to get in his face. We want to score them dirty goals. And I don't think either coach will be disappointed at this stage of the game.
Do you, again, from a coaching perspective, do you fear at any point 3 power plays to 0 in favour of the Cardiff Devils? Do you worry that will even out over the course of the next game and over the course of the next period, and that all of a sudden you're going to have a period of adversity here if you're Cardiff?
No, I don't know. I mean, I've been around the block a few years, Seth, and you start to not worry about the uncontrollables. You have to get your team back into its focus on what it needs to do to deliver, a win, a goal, a play. And you can only control that element of it. And I think you do feel, crikey, the other team's just had, when are we going to get a call? When are we going to get a call? But you have to stay totally focused, and you have to trust the officials are going to make the right calls that, that they see out there.
Well, there are the Nottingham Panthers there in the tunnel, ready to go to get back out on the ice. Does it feel a little strange for you seeing them in your areas of this hockey rink?
I don't like them in our room.
Nottingham in the Sheffield Steelers locker room, as Corey Nielsen alluded to in his interview pre-game. And Corey Nielsen just stepping out of your coaching room, actually. As they do head all the way out towards the ice. Corey Nielsen and Rich Strachan, the coaching staff, bringing up the rear. Still waiting for the Cardiff Devils to make their way back out onto the ice. And quite often they're a team that will make you wait. They won't be rushed in their return. They have a little further to walk than the Nottingham Panthers.
Well, you don't really want to be any later than what's on the clock, because if the referees want to enforce it, they can call a penalty.
Yeah, you would like to take a delay of the game for that. Who's the one player that stood out for you so far?
I don't know if any one person has stood out so far. I mean, you know, the Jansen, Farmer and Lawrence line are bringing the energy to the to the Panthers, especially on the forecheck. But I think it's been, like I said, a bit of a tentative period, feeling each other out. But the best players normally come through in these games. I think both goalies have looked very, very solid. And I think it's been a tight affair so far.
Well, the Devils are back out on the ice, and we're pretty much set to go for the start of period number 2. Goalless through 20. But what adjustments get made? And of course, we start with 4-on-4. And that again changes things. A lot more open ice there for the skilled players to be able to show themselves.
Yeah, 1:29. And you normally put your good skating guys out there. And you want to keep the puck 4-on-4, Seth. You don't want to give it away. And obviously a lot more ice, a lot more room. So, it normally does create an offensive opportunity.
Well, on the poll on the official Elite League Twitter feed, they reckon 52% of them voting reckon the Devils will win this. So there you go. Gives you an idea of what people are thinking out there. As Cardiff, who will go from left to right on the screen. A bit of offensive zone time, but here's Mosey. Finds Clark. And Mosey gives that third forward out there, if you like, when they play 4-on-4.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
It's a luxury, really, for Corey Nielsen to have. As a big hit from Schmidt on the boards. Russell fell there. And now Lawrence. Oh, good pass up the middle. This is a chance. Backhand shot. And a good glove save. And we talked about the speed, and it was evident there from Evan Mosey.
And a good save by Bounds again. But this is what 4-on-4 does. It opens things up, and the guys who can wheel, get themselves into positions, and little give and go through the middle, splits the D. And a good save, comfortable save, but a good save by Bounds there.
And what he did well there, Ben Bounds, is he just kept his weight without kind of going either way. He just kept himself nicely centred.
Well, he's a big lad. He takes away a lot of the net. You don't see too much when you're coming down and shooting on Ben.
Quick shot goes in. I don't think he saw any of that. There was a screen out in front, and a high stick maybe caught the puck, so the whistle goes again.
Well, today's game, Seth, when the pucks go from low to high, from the goal line back to the point, a lot of teams shrink the end zone now. They really want to outnumber. They swarm nice and low. And when pucks come back through, the defensemen now have to have a tough job of getting pucks through, because guys block shots so well. But you need that net presence, and goalies have a nightmare. They have guys standing all over them, and it's not easy to pick them shots out at times. But when you're big like Ben and you can butterfly, you can get down, you still take away 3/4 of the net.
Here's Bombach into the offensive zone. He's freewheeling. What a pass out in front. Chance of a move, and a man is brought down. No penalty called. The Panthers bench are up in arms. They're not happy, and the Devils will come back the other way. Both sides return to 5 skaters, and the puck's immediately held in. Hotham, Rink wide. Richardson sends it in, and it's held on to by Viekman.
Yeah, we need to look at that again, but a great opportunity. Again, good speed, great little reverse pass. I don't know if it was a stick that brought him down, or...
It was certainly something that got the Panthers going, and as Kolnick hit the ice, there must have been a thought of a penalty there. But nothing given by the two officials, so play will continue. Here's Lakovic. Nottingham breaking. Schultz with him. Schultz gets absolutely barreled over. Penalty coming here. And the Nottingham fans are pretty excited. Let's see this one again. Schultz reverses this one. Maybe just gets the arm a little high.
His momentum's going into him, and you know he's a physical player, Hendricks. That's the way he plays. You know, he looks to finish on every hit. Maybe a little make-up call for the one that was missed before.
So first power play of the night for the Nottingham Panthers. What do they do? What's their big trick here?
Well, they have 5 guys. They're very comfortable. I mean, they always play. Myers is such a strong face-off guy. And the key to any power play is you've got to win that draw. You win the draw, you get control, normally. And then you normally get a scoring chance from that. There's Mosey on the back end, and he likes to walk the line. And Clarkey likes to pop out in the middle here.
There is Clark, top of the circle. It's well blocked again by Richardson. And now Cardiff will break away. And they're a team who do well with short-handed goals. Panthers wanted another penalty there for the challenge from Martin. Andrew Lord will go on the forecheck. Trying to put pressure on, and he's done well here, Lord. Quick, takes him into the boards. And now Mosey. Quick again. Deadline day signing for the Nottingham Panthers. Bombach. Scored some big goals, but this one comes out in front. Glove save, Ben Bounds. Another opportunity for the Panthers, and Bounds was equal to it.
Good opportunity. I mean, the D comes and presses on the wall, which gives Schultz that opportunity from the goal line to roll back in, but smart defensive play as well, that they didn't attack Schultz. They gave the shot up because he didn't want to slide the puck across to the back door for a tap-in, but you don't want to be giving them chances up. You never want, from a penalty killing point of view, you never want your defenseman and your forward pinching on the wall. You can't recover from the outside in. You can recover from the inside out.
I think I'm with you. Still. Outside in, inside out.
Well, you can defend if you're inside the puck. You can't defend it when you're on the other side of it.
I've got it. I'm with you. Every step of the way. Here's Lee. Panthers pressing.
And set up in their 1-3-1 now, and they're looking at Kolnick in the middle. Back to Lee. Lee's got a great shot, and he'll take that shot. One time is either side of Lee.
He will fake the shot there. That was a good fake. And this time he lets this one go. It deflects wide. Took a big chunk on the way through. Moran. Back to the top. Lee wanted the one-timer. Snaps this one into the side of the knee of Richardson. And it's palmed away. And now Hendricks will break in. He's all on his own. He's 1-on-4. And Lee just takes him right out. I think he's an incredibly good player, Stephen Lee.
Yeah, yes. He's really matured into a top defenseman in the league.
Martin. This is danger for Nottingham. The pass not good enough, though. Culligan had to take it off his skate. Cardiff still in possession, and Culligan lets it go. It's well blocked by the Panthers. And they just chip and change.
You see a lot of it now, you know, players front the puck. I mean, you're not allowed to box out at the net like you could in the old days and give someone a good cross-check. And these players are so good now at...
There's McMillan, side of the net. Tries to stuff one, rebound pops out. There's a good battle going on in front. And Cardiff can clear away. That was one of those scrappy incidents that anything really could have happened.
Take the puck to the net, Seth. Good things happen. You know.
And McMillan does that, doesn't he? He's a big body.
Big, and he's strong, and he's tough to contain when he's driving to the net. You know, and in them instances, you're looking for that second puck, that second opportunity.
Janssen on the angle, rims one off the Side of the net, Batch will take it into the corner. Contact coming very quickly. Hit by a train. Batch doesn't react though.
That's a great play.
Chance at the other end, backhand shot is well saved. It was Doucette sneaking in. And Cardiff very nearly opened things up there for a moment as Farmer will try and release Lakovic. Fournier's pretty strong in possession though. And Cardiff have to try and pinch as it breaks down low again. Difficult one for Lakovic as he passes it through the crease. And Myers thought he was on the money there. That's a high loop.
Panthers being really aggressive. The defensemen are really engaging down the wall as well, looking to pinch off the half boards, you know, so the wingers can't get a clear. And Cardiff are just struggling to get out of their end. Here they go again, 44, pinching down, pinching down.
And what's the antidote to that?
Low support. You know, low support. You've got to have your middle guy coming underneath the puck, your net defenseman looking to come up through the middle to give support there as well. Nottingham want you to exit up the wall because they're very, very aggressive with their defensemen down it.
Now finally Cardiff do get the puck away. McDonald backs up. Kirker, great pass to the middle, but it was not quite taken cleanly by Russell. And now the Panthers will come in with Kolnick. That's a second attempt save from Ben Bounds. We'll go back down rink side and Owen Bradley.
Panthers will be pleased with the last couple of shifts. The bodies have been rattling the boards down here, and this is where you start to see the depth that Corey Nielsen has in his lineup. He can keep going back to that bash line, that checking line of Cam Janssen, who absolutely loves to hit. I think he nearly caught referee Tom Darnell in the face with his stick when he made contact on one of the checks in the corner, and it's that line that Corey Nielsen's gone back to for this face-off.
Josh Batch didn't react there where he got run into the corner, and he's a tough guy. He's quite happy to drop the gloves with anybody. Is that a good thing from a Cardiff Devils perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to take a retaliation minor. You know, this is a cup final.
Take your licks. Shot comes in from Quick from the blue line. Bench is extended. Quick holds at the blue. Devils can clear away again. They're just trying to get it any which way. Oakford caught in possession. Has to be strong. He is. Does a good job, the GB international.
Well, stays on the defensive side. Doesn't get stick checking. Separates Kirker from the puck. Good play by the young lad.
Given away this time though by Quick. And Martin goes back. It is like a high power game of chess this at times. Nottingham on the quick change. Touch play from Lord. Now they break into the offensive zone. Nottingham back in numbers. Lord again. Pass wasn't good and it allows the outlet for Moran.
Just that final pass, isn't it? For Cardiff in the offensive zone.
Here's Schultz, Moran with him. Good play by Batch defensively though. And Nottingham are all over the Devils at times. They look the strongest of the two teams. And they create another turnover here. It's with Lakovic, who's probably had the chance of the game.
Having a strong game as well.
Schultz goes down. Here's Schmidt. Sent in on the tip. Culligan first man back. McMillan with him. Oh dear. Turns into trouble. 2 4-checkers all over the defenseman. And then a broken stick flying into the play. It goes wide on the shot. Schmidt will take again. Work to the middle. And a huge rebound. And the Panthers are coming in waves right now. They're on it. But the Devils may get their own break. This is maybe their opportunity. Sharp shot from Salters. And Vinkman got enough of it.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from the Panthers over the last 3-4 shifts. But you do feel with all that if there is a turnover, you know, with the speed of Cardiff, they're going to break and come down and get an opportunity.
This is the chance for Salters. I suppose what Nottingham do well there, they keep him to the outside. They don't give him the chance to get to the middle.
Well, they give, it was a 2-on-2 and the goalie had the shot.
Bomback breaks into the offensive zone. Nottingham. Bounce doesn't know where that's gone. He thought he potentially had it in his glove. He was frozen for a second. And Hendricks caught out of position. Kolnick's in here. Stroke of fortune there, but he was caught in no man's land. And Kolnick releases Bomback again. It's a scruffy entry though with Mosey. And another offside given.
Yeah, Panthers just playing quicker. They're moving their feet. They're not standing there and looking to make a play. They're taking a hard stride. There's a lot of support on the puck. They're bumping it with 10, 15-foot passes. And like I say, they're being very, very aggressive. They're getting on the body on every occasion.
Approaching the midway point in this game. And we're going to get a bit of funny business here. Farmer and Lord from the face-off having the conversation. Is this Andrew Lord trying to spark his team?
Or Farmer doing what he does so well and just agitate and get under the skin of players.
He's hilarious because he's such a mild-mannered individual when you talk to him. Janssen tips off the stick to find Schmidt. Schmidt sends it in along the ice. Nearly snuck that one in.
See how Schmidt joined the rush there? And that's what creates offense, and it's that second wave now, that net defenseman. Puck goes to the half boards, back to the middle, and Schmidt's coming hard through the middle to support his forwards on the rush.
And he's a player that isn't going to do lots for you offensively. It was a wobbling puck, and he was just quite happy to throw it in and see what happened. There's Jeff Waugh. Croatian international will be playing potentially against Great Britain in Zagreb at the World Championships. Had an injury hit start to his season with a big, strong defenseman. Salters for the Devils. Building feels pretty tense right now. Salters swings away. Culligan tries to go to the outside. That was spectacular. In fact, it was Havato. Helmet's off. He means he has to go straight off the ice, which he does. Otherwise, a penalty could be called on him. Hard outlet pass. That's tipped into the zone by McMillan. Batch does well. He gets hit again. And the puck deflects off into the stands. 8:56 to go. We take another trip back down Rinkside. Owen Bradley.
Interesting to hear the discussion on Brian Schmidt, the Panthers defenseman who we heard from in the first intermission. He's an interesting story on the second of a 2-year school deal. I think a lot of Panther supporters weren't too impressed with him last season, but he's completely transformed his game this year. He was due to retire at the end of this season, but he's starting to talk now in terms of sticking around and maybe extending his playing career, such as the form he's had this year and how much he's enjoyed his hockey in Nottingham. Not used to seeing him join the rush as we saw earlier, but it's something he's added to his game in Nottingham this season.
Myers goes into the corner. They're battling in there, and it's a chance now maybe for the Devils. Quick shot goes high and over the top from Kirker. Clark battles again, and there's a trip from Matthew Myers. And Kirker will edge back into his own side of the ice. Atmosphere livens up again. Lee with a chance. Al in front, rebound pops out. Jumps over a stick though. And that was something out of nothing for the Panthers. As Culligan goes back again. all the way through, and this is a chance for the Devils now. 2-on-1, shooting opportunity just wide from Lord. He's taken down and out of the play. And the Panthers pump that into the stands. What a chance this is.
Yeah, great opportunity. Great opportunity for the Devils. Good little play, draws the D and bumps it out to Lord. Lord's normally deadly in them areas.
It just doesn't quite hit the net there.
Looks to go low stick side.
Face-off win by the Devils, but it's taken back by Farmer, stretching. Rips it around. Hotham first to it, but Panthers try and overload in there, and they've done well. Janssen with a shot, rebound pops out. Devils will clear.
You've got to get pucks out against that line. They're going to keep coming and coming and coming. They want a forecheck. That's their game. They want to win the battles on the walls.
Fourth unit on fourth unit here. You've got to think that that really favours Nottingham.
But I still think, Francis has got to get the, Piggott and Jones out there. I mean, they...
Turnover, Lakovic gives it away to Havato. Sent in, Vinkman will hang on to it.
Even if they get 3 shifts a period, it just gives that extra recovery time for your top 9, your top 3 lines to just, get their breath back, get their energy back, and it's good coaching.
6:33 remaining. Panthers 0, Devils 0. Game needs a goal. But which of these two sides will strike first? Corey Nielsen always says he's the one that makes the adjustments. Other coaches follow. What adjustments does he make to change this game?
You'll have to ask Corey that one.
Fournier loses out. McMillan has to hold up with the offside. And back there is Hendricks. Devils with a good outlet pass. It's into the corner. War goes back. Kirker takes possession. Shooting chance, well blocked. Devils, though, will try and collect in the second wave. And McDonald does enough. War will outlet. Lakovic plays it on, but the Devils back in possession. And they're trying to build again. Haddad throws it to the middle, but it's taken away by Schultz, and Nottingham shovel it in. It really was a shovel from Schultz.
Yeah, change though, tired shift, get some fresh bodies out there. I don't understand why the Devils are stretching away in that, they're just picking the puck off on the blue line and attacking them back. They've got to get and support the defenseman lower against an aggressive forecheck like that.
And what you're saying here is that the winger needs to come all the way back to almost the hash marks on the half-boards.
He needs to get underneath their defenseman, not the other side. And I know, a lot of teams are trying stretch plays these days, and that's fine if you've got full control and you're set up behind the net. But, often an aggressive forecheck, you've got to come back and you've got to support the puck.
Smart pass, opens things up. Maybe now for Morissette. Not seen much of him so far. Farmer's after it. Puts a stick on Morissette, who'll use the boards, but it's kept in again by the Nottingham Panthers. A shake of the head up here in the commentary box. Hard hit by Andrew Lord, and I tell you what, Lord may be in some trouble here, because that might be a check to the head.
Have to look at that again on the replay.
It was a very awkward looking hit, wasn't it? And he's being shoved around by Robert Farmer. Havato then steps in there. He's an agitator. Schmidt then steps across and bumps Lord.
I don't think there's going to be a penalty called on the play, Seth. I think, there is.
Yeah, the door's open here. Well, there you go. You see it again.
Oh, I missed it. I just missed it.
Andrew Lord will go and take a seat. Can maybe take another look at this.
Here we go.
It's a hard hit. The head catches the glass. And I think Andrew Lord is in a lot of trouble because I think he might be gone from the game.
I was going to say, when you're facing the boards and Schmidt turned into the boards there, in today's game, you've got to slow down. You've got to put the brakes on.
Andrew Lord has just skated back to the bench and sat down. Wow.
Now you're confusing me, Seth.
Big decision by the referee. Well, they appeared to be pointing that he was going to be kicked out of the game. He sat down in the penalty box and then he was released. I think he got a bit lucky there.
I think that could have been, 9 times out of 10 that would have been called as boarding, but I didn't see anybody's arm go up. That's why I made that point earlier, and then the penalty box door opened.
Nottingham break in. This is a chance. It's with Kolnick. Kolnick with the pass, back door. Good play defensively, though.
Super play by Hendricks.
Did
Super
enough.
Play. Yeah.
Lee then goes hard on the boards himself, and Nottingham back in possession. Quick, intercepted. Long outlet pass. Icing waved off. Hotham, who's been quiet. Can change a game, Andrew Hotham. Linesman takes a Devils player out, and the Panthers come in again. Shot, rebound, second chance, third chance. Cleared away by desperate Devils defending, and a penalty coming. So we see this again. Downs makes the first save, and then the second save.
Stays big, doesn't he? Then the third save, and you can see all 5 guys claps down to the puck.
And I think that's where the penalty comes there.
Nah, I don't know.
Fournier is the man to go. So a cross-checking call on Fournier and a second power play of the night for the Nottingham Panthers. They had good puck movements on their first, as Morant has it on the blue line. Lee lets this one go. It's blocked in front and then cleared away. May even have hit Lawrence.
One of the reasons the Cardiff Devils are right up there in the league.
Here's Joey Martin, wobbling puck, lets this one go. Lee blocks it.
Is their top scorer, Joey Martin. He'll block 5-6 shots a game. He'll take one-timers when he's out there on the PK. And when your best players are committed to doing that for their team.
Quick shot. And that's held on to by Ben Bounds.
It resonates through the rest of the squad. And Cardiff Devils block shots as well as anybody in the league. And their star players are their leading cast in that department.
See the one-timer here. And it just started to flutter a little there as it was going through. It was all different kind of shapes.
But you can see Russell. Russell's there putting his body on the line. He wants to get in that puck lane. And as coaches, we preach that.
1:21 remaining on the power play. Mosey works the blue line. Now they'll try and turn the corner. It's a good battle out in front right now. Work towards the back door and eventually should be cleared all the way around. Schultz will go and battle for this one. Cardiff try and clear cleverly, but Clark will take it back again.
26 goes through the middle. Clark comes off his back, and then they roll to this one-timer position.
And Clark will let this one go. It's another great block from the Cardiff Devils.
I think it's a very different power play since David Ling left the Panthers a month ago. He really did control everything that went on from these half boards where they are now. But they're still very, very dangerous.
Colnick.
Clark is teeing up here.
Quick, Clark with the save, with the shot, and it was saved by Ben Bounds. Myers swings out of the corner. Clark again. Thinks of the one-timer. Snapshot comes, and that's a real opportunity.
It's their little set play where they like the middle guy to go through. Clark comes off his back. They throw across to 14.
A change of lines is the frozen moment in this game. Devils back to full strength. McMillan, chance out in front. Myers is there, he's hacking away. And the puck breaks to the corner. And then the Devils finally get it in deep and they can breathe a big sigh of relief. They've weathered a couple of big storms here. And now it's the Devils who are trying to set something going with a bit of physicality for the first time in this game.
And that's what you want from Haddad and Salters. You know, that's what they got to bring the team, is that size and that energy, and 2 big hits from the pair of them.
Another one coming from Janssen.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything different. He's programmed that way.
Now Farmer.
Little soft chips. Janssen can get in, finish his hit on the forecheck every time.
You can just feel that Robert Farmer is thoroughly enjoying the role that he's given on this line. It gives him license. Lakovic. Oh, what a pass that is. Moran with a quick shot and Bounds hangs on. He has incredible vision, Robert Lakovic.
Yeah, nice hands, really nice hands, soft hands, and makes a quick play. Hoping to join the rush and get back. But as a coach, you won't be unhappy giving up shots from this area of the ice. And Boundsy eats that up, no rebounds, and the Panthers get an offensive face-off.
9 seconds remaining in the second period, and it's still 0-0. And that will do it for the period as Stevie Lee goes back. And the Nottingham Panthers will see out time. And it's been an intriguing game in many ways. It not had the goals that maybe we would have anticipated in this one, but it's certainly been a game that's been cagey at times, but there have been chances and opportunities.
There have been chances. And, you know, the Devils had a couple of opportunities where it was just that final pass which stopped the shot getting off, you know, around the halfway mark of the second period. And then the Panthers are, you know, they're playing a game where they want pucks going to the net, they want to be aggressive, and yeah, it's evenly matched right now going into the third period. And, you know, it's livening up physically as well, which you'd expect in a final, especially with the scoreline what it is.
We'll get you some reaction very, very shortly to what happened in that last 20 minutes. And there's a lot of conversation between the officials as they head off the ice, and I think there may be a little inquiry into how Andrew Lord ended up in the penalty box, and then no penalty was called on the play.
Might have been a sandwich in there or something.
Well, if that's the case, they can send it up here.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Well, the Sheffield Arena goes quiet. This is the Challenge Cup final, and the Elite League will feel like this is going to be an intriguing final 20 minutes, because Cardiff and Nottingham have just been so close to one another in how that they've reacted in this game, and it was all about Nottingham to start. Cardiff, though, then bounced back. Let's see whether we can go downstairs and find our man Owen Bradley, who can bring us some reaction to that period.
And with a man who was at the centre of a lot of drama in that period, the Devils coach Andrew Lord. Let's start with the chance you had, first of all, halfway through the period. Looked like you might have made it 1-0.
Yeah, would have liked to do that one over, but things happen fast, and you know, it is what it is.
And the second big moment, the hit in the corner. You went over to the penalty box, then you came back out. What was going on there?
I thought the linesman, he kind of pointed that direction and he said something to me, here we go, Lordo. So I thought that was just a 2-minute, but you know, it is what it is again. And yeah, it's intense out there. This is a great game for the league. It's awesome. Both fan groups are unbelievable. Building's rocking. Both teams are playing hard, and you know, it's going to be a big third.
Are you happy with what your team have given you through the first two?
For the most part, yeah, we got to clean up a few areas, but I think we're getting better as the game goes on here. I think it's going to come down to one little play, one little extra effort, and we got an experienced group, so I got full confidence in them.
Andrew, thanks for joining us. Andrew Lord, the Devils player coach.
Andrew Lord stopping to chat. Interesting, Paul Thompson, to get his take on that, because there's that combination. There's the scramble of the emotion and the player, allied with the coach side of it, where you've got to be more clinical and think a bit more clearly.
Yeah, it's a tough job. It's a tough job to play in a, you know, in a battle like going on here today, and then, you know, switch over. But again, like we talked about, he has his coaching staff behind him that, you know, probably take a lot of the initiation, you know, and control on game day. And I think by his interview there, he was expecting to get a penalty for what he did. So
yeah, it's not too often you're going to get a player go and sit down unless they feel that maybe they deserved it or they've been told to get there.
I think they got away with one there.
Let's get back downstairs. Owen.
The man at the centre of the action in that second period, Panthers forward Robert Lakovic. How is it still 0-0 this game, Rob?
I don't know. Both teams have got very good goalies, so if they're on form, then it's going to be hard to score.
Couple of half chances for you?
Yeah, they come and go each game. Unfortunately, tonight they're not going in, but still another 20 minutes to play and anything can happen.
How much are you enjoying the occasion of this one? It's neutralised, but it's packed out by Panthers and Devils fans.
Yeah, it's something different that we've not experienced before, but great atmosphere. Both teams got a lot of supporters in the stands, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting third.
And just give us a sense of what's being said in that locker room. Are the coaches happy with you through two?
Nothing yet because we've just come off, but I think they're going to be happy and they're just going to encourage us to keep playing the way we play, and I think we've had the better of the action so far, so we want to keep that going and hopefully come out on top.
Thanks for your time.
Robert Lakovic, a man of few words. A player, though, that probably is at the point in his career where he needs to kick on. He needs to find the next level. He's been very good. He's been a promising talent for a long time.
Well, I think there's two ways to look at that. And yes, he is without a doubt, he is a talent. He's not a promising talent. He is a talent. But I think every year the league's got better here. And, you know, some British players have fell by the way because of the import rules and everything else that goes with that. But, you know, to still be a dominant player in this league and be a British guy isn't an easy thing to do. And I think Robert can still, and is still, a dominant player at this level.
Is he somebody that has to play on the top six? He has to be a player that plays with other creative players to be effective?
Well, he sees the ice very well, you know, and he's smooth and he can make good delayed plays. And but you know, next season's going to be 14 imports in the league, and I don't think it's just about the top six anymore. I think all coaches are looking for scoring through their top nine, and as four lines are going to become very much a part of the elite league going forward, I'm hoping, you know, that guys like him still have a pivotal role, because if he's playing and he's playing special teams, he's getting his, you know, he's going to make Great Britain better when we go away in the World Championships.
Let's go back downstairs then. We've heard from the men in the middle, we've heard from the coach, but we also want to hear from the fans, and we can see our two again. John Donovan is down there, Tina as well, with Owen.
I think we can feel the tension in the stands. Tina, we'll start with you this time. From a Panthers point of view, how are you feeling? Is it tense?
Very much so. The longer this goes on, I think it favours the Devils. I mean, it's bizarre I should say that, because I've had a look at the shot count, which is up on the Jumbotron. That is ridiculous. I mean, it says 7 to 26. I did say earlier on that the Bounds has been the busier goalie. I didn't realise quite how much. I mean, that is an absolutely ridiculous shot count. But again, I still feel that the longer this goes on and the Panthers don't put a goal behind Bounds, this favours the Devils, to be honest. We've had a really good power play, and we're just not getting there. We're just not getting there. It's really frustrating.
John, that must be good to hear from a Devils point of view. The longer it goes on, the better chance you've got.
I think so. Ben Bounds is our best player right now. He's pulling off some great saves, some great sort of consecutive saves on the same play. I'm worried a little bit about the Panthers' four-line hockey. They're hitting everything that moves out there, and they're wearing us down a little bit. So that's the main advantage, I think, for the Panthers, that they perhaps got the greater depth running across four lines. But there's some clutch players on our team, people like Kirker and Doucette. So if it is a close one-goal game, there's enough players on the Devils roster who could win this for them.
I want to ask you about one of your players, your coach actually, who we heard from a moment or two ago, Andrew Lord. He really leads by example. He had one opportunity that he says he would like back, but he's everywhere, isn't he? He blocks shots, he gets involved, he has scoring chances.
Well, Andrew Lord always says in his role as player coach, he'd never ask his players to do anything that he's not prepared to do, and he really shows that every time he goes out on the ice. He scores points, he blocks shots, he finishes hits. He is sort of the heartbeat of the team. He really leads by example, and where he goes, the Cardiff Devils tend to follow.
Tina, who's the heartbeat of this Panthers team?
I don't think we've got one particular heartbeat. We've just got a core of guys who are willing to work for each other. That's been obvious all season. This has really felt like a team. So it's sort of kind of disappointing where we are in the league at the moment. I mean, this is the cup we've got here. We've got to the final. We've done really well. But I don't think there is one particular guy. I mean, Mika Wheatland is standout. Lawrence is a different player to what we had last season. Obviously, we've waxed lyrical about Cam Jansen. Schultz, wonderfully skilled player. It's a team. It's a team effort. And I really couldn't single anybody out in terms of being the heartbeat of the team. I can see a couple of good performances going on tonight. Matthew Myers is working his socks off. Chris Lawrence again, battling in the corners and really making an effort. Cam Jansen hitting everything that moves. And it's really that is sort of disrupting any kind of flow that the Devils want to get together. And the effort is there. We just need to be more precise in front of bounds.
Before we let you go, a name from each of you. Who is the player that's going to step up and win it for your team tonight?
Mr. Clutch for the Cardiff Devils is Guy Doucette. He scores a lot of game-winning goals. My money's on him to break this game open for the Cardiff Devils.
Former Panther, of course, which I know hurts Tina, but who's your name?
Oh, blimey, my name, Matthew Myers. He has been absolutely fantastic tonight. He's been all over the ice, and I would bank on him hurting his former team.
Enjoy the third, guys.
Thank you.
So, Matthew Myers, Guy Doucette, Paul Thompson, who's your man to break this game open?
Well, it's going to need one of them types of players to maybe make something happen, Seth. Offensively, I think Kirker, with his shot and his release, if he gets something in the slot area, and Koenig for the Panthers. These are clutch guys that score off of the one opportunity they may get in a game, and it looks like it may be that type of game. That one opportunity falls to the Doucettes or that style of player, or it might be one of the big guys that goes in and jams in a rebound. But as a coach, you don't really give a hoot who scores it as long as you end up winning the game.
Let's talk about the Elite League title race for the next few minutes. You played last night against the Five Flyers here. 2 points took you to the top of the league table for the first time. You've got 4 games remaining. You're 2 points ahead of Cardiff. You're 4 points ahead of Nottingham. I think if I've got it all right in my head. But it's really tight. You play Nottingham twice more between now and the end. Cardiff have got games, 1 against Nottingham. They've got 2 against Belfast in their new building next weekend. How do you see what's left?
Well, it's going to be a war all the way to the end, Seth. I mean, it's a phenomenal finale to our Elite League season. Absolutely, Belfast did an unbelievable job. They pulled themselves right back into the reckoning. I think they won 6 straight games, and Braehead had a big win in Belfast last night. They would have put a little dent in their armour, but it's with 4 games to go. We've just got to concentrate on hopefully winning all 4. We know we've got 2 big games coming up against the Panthers. We've got to go back into 5, and we've got Coventry coming in.
A side that the Steelers have struggled with. You're in a funny situation where 4 wins doesn't guarantee the league title, yet 3 potentially could be enough.
Yeah. We just got to take it game by game. I know that's an old cliche. I mean, that's why I'd like this to go to overtime and pick it up a little bit more physically. Wouldn't be a bad thing right now. But no, I mean, we had a hell of a lot of hockey in a short space of time, and Dowd's come back in now, and he gave us an extra, just a buzz, around the room. He's one of the premier British players, and he scored a goal last night. Him and Levi Nelson have a great understanding and partnership. I felt Levi's game elevated yesterday. Fretter's maybe only a week away. So, where we've had all these adversities from injuries point of view, if we can get our squad back, and we're not one of the biggest squads in the league, we're not a Nottingham, you know, we're not a Belfast from a numbers point of view. Even, you know, I know they've got a couple of injured guys, but the Cardiff Devils have 17 imports on their roster this year. So we've just got to keep chipping away, and we, you know, through things over the season, we've not gone away. And, we haven't lost in bunches. Yes, we've lost games, but then we've bounced straight back again. And we'll be very determined to win our next 4 games, very, very, and retain this title.
Who's the favourite?
I don't know. That's for somebody else to comment on. I mean, if we win the next 4 games, I think we'll win the league.
I'll rephrase that. Who's the biggest threat to beating you to the title?
Well, I think the way each team's all playing each other, it's hard to put it that way. I mean, you know, you can go and we can go and win next Saturday in Nottingham, and if we fail against the Blaze here on Sunday, does that knock us back again? So we just have to totally focus on what we need to do. You know, we've got that magic number. We know what that magic number is. Everybody's playing each other, which makes it very exciting during this, you know, this last 4-5 game campaign. And but we're confident. Of course, we're confident. We're 2 points clear at the top of the league. Why wouldn't we? You know, we've got 2 of our best players coming back into the reckoning, and I have a great squad of players and a great commitment and a great attitude to bring another title back to Sheffield.
How is it different to when you stepped away from the Elite League? You went off to Sweden and you spent time in Denmark as well. You've come back, and it is a different league, isn't it? It's a different place to play your trade as a coach and as a hockey player.
Well, I think what's different now is there's 4 or 5, 6 big teams. Where, you know, before I went away, maybe it was Sheffield, Nottingham, and Belfast. I mean, we had a lot of success in Coventry a few years back, and we took the mantle away from the big guns, if you like. And but I think now with the sport, with the amount of imports and depth that each team's got now, and I think, you know, obviously you see the crowds have increased throughout the league. It's a good standard of it's a very good standard of hockey, and it's not looked upon in Europe as a great standard. And it's not until people come here and understand what our league's about, but because everybody judges us by our national team and where we are in the world that way. So,
which is 23.
Absolutely. But, you know, we have a product here that is tough to win, and our the way we're geared up is that our league is all about winning the league, and everywhere else in the world, that's not the priority. The priority is the playoffs. But to come into the final 4 or 5 games of the season, you can have 4 teams that can go off and win it. And, you know, Braehead were right in there as well, Seth, but, you know, they had terrible injuries that came at a real pivotal time in their season as well. So, but you know, we're confident. We're confident that we can win a 5th league title and bring that back to Sheffield. But we've got to play our best hockey from now on in.
The 2 teams are out on the ice. 20 more minutes if they need it. There is overtime if they need it. There are penalty shots. And the funny thing is, these big finals, you look back through British ice hockey history, they tend to bring that drama. Whether it's the tension of a 0-0 game or the tension of overtime and penalty shots, it's just one of those sports.
Well, especially at 0-0, because, you know, you don't want to give up that lead with 20 minutes to go, and it's a tight checking game right now. But it needs a bit of magic from somebody to execute, and we'll see where this goes. But what a unbelievable last 20 minutes.
There are the Panthers fans. Lots of them packed in today. Great following going up the M1 from the East Midlands. Plenty in from South Wales too, though, and they've been making themselves well heard. But who will go home happy tonight? That's the question. The 3rd period underway in the Challenge Cup final. Nottingham have made the majority of the running. But if you want to talk about the championship rounds in boxing terms, we're not too far away now in ice hockey terms. 10 seconds in, a quick whistle. What will Cardiff want here? Will it be a flow? Will it be that part of the game going?
They want a goal. You know, honestly, they want a goal. And
Panthers will clear all the way down the ice. That's allowed to go for a second. Bounds plays it at the last minute. Does well, actually. Uses the glass to get it out of the zone. And Nottingham go back. But the structure is good in neutral ice from Cardiff.
It's a passive structure. It's a, you know, they're trying to force the dump. Both teams are trying to force the dump all the time. And but I think Nottingham are a little bit more suited for that style because of their size and, you know, and their 4 lines.
Lord dishes it to Havato. Havato will shoot this one. It's juggled in the air by Vinkman. He lost that for a second, but it fell to safety, and the Panthers will come away again. Quick shot from Kolnick. In fact, it was Mosey who let that one go, and he's one of those players. He's so dynamic.
He's smooth, isn't he? He's so smooth. Nice hands. And he can skate, you know, he's one of the players, he can skate himself out of trouble. And he can skate himself into a position where he gives himself this opportunity. And he's been a great pickup for the Panthers.
And a great pickup potentially for the GB national team.
Is that right?
My understanding is he's available for the World Championships in the summer. Cardiff will try and build something from here. One of the very few players that is eligible, actually. As he sends this one high and over the top. Not born in the UK, but a player who does qualify through his heritage. As the Panthers try and work this one around again, and it's almost like a power play here. Cardiff are just allowing Nottingham to have it on the outside.
But very much in puck lanes, you know, not letting pucks come back to the net, making sure that they have to put pucks in on the outside of the Ducks.
Richardson stops, checks.
It's a game of chess right now, Seth.
It is, very much so. Who's going to crack? Is there that game-winning move somewhere? Or is there that move that you don't maybe anticipate the problems that it will lead to? Somebody's got a headache coming. Batch uses the board, sends it all the way down. He had nothing on, really. And that will be... could have been an icing call. Nottingham will work it with Lakovic. Finds Schultz. Out to the corner he comes, and the Devils have plenty there. Lakovic again. Quick takes over. Quick shot from him. Bounds will punch that into the corner himself. Now Kirker. And finally the Devils can ease the pressure. As there's a hand pass spotted in there by the linesman Paul Staniforth. And there'll be another break in play. In the first 3 minutes just slip off the scoreboard.
Yeah, the game's actually slowed down a bit. It needs a spark.
Is that when you go down the bench, you're trying to find the spark from your players, you're looking for your hot hand to maybe get them a bit more extra ice time?
Well, these types of games, tight checking games like this, they're won and lost after mistakes.
Mistake, Hendricks does well though, getting back, shows his strength. But the turnover has already been made, and now the Panthers tip, good kick save. Clark thought he had that. He rolled his eyes to the heavens. He was confident that that was going in. Here the Panthers fans. As Vinkman leaves it behind his net. They're trying to get their players going.
You see the Panthers posting up their wingers, trying to stretch their D out. This is something Nielsen does a lot.
And when you say that, you mean what exactly?
Well, he brings his wingers onto the far blue line, makes to look stretch plays along the board. They chip into the middle and try and get the defenseman to. They try and get the defenseman to suck up to the winger, and they chip to the middle and hopefully outnumber you on the other side.
Richardson sends it in deep. It's worked all the way around. Here's Joey Martin. Hotham hits Martin in the leg pad, and Nottingham batter it away.
I think both teams have got to speed up in the offensive zone. I think it's too slow right now. I mean,
deliberate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Richardson, a rare giveaway from him. Gifted straight back though, and Russell finds the outlet to Haddad, who's been quiet. Usually he's at the centre of whatever trouble is going on out there. It's a good hit from him though. He needs to use his body, Haddad, to be effective.
And he is effective. He's a big power forward, and he's got a touch as well, you know. But he's one of the bigger bodies in the Devils lineup, offensively.
Head fake from Culligan. Opens things up to Haddad again, top of the circle. Now he tries to move to the middle. Chance backdoor, good save. Vinkman shut the door on that one.
Kirk had a great opportunity then.
Russell then has the chance, and Falling forces another save, and the two best chances of the period have gone the way of the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah, they have. And again, this is where Kirk likes me. Great play by Culligan. Little backhand pass to the middle. Russell's trying to get a quick shot off. And Wickman looks very assured, as does Ben Bounds right now. It's going to take some goal to beat these guys tonight.
How much is it about just getting traffic, though, taking their eyes away?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's all about that. It's all about that these days. These goalies are very good. If they see the puck, 95% of the time they're going to save it.
Panthers come in now. Schultz with a chance, goes high, nearly takes the head off of the referee, Dean Smith. Had to take evasive action. Moran. Quick pass to Schultz, tries to go to the middle.
It's a late call.
Penalty coming. A tripping call on Moran. The battle was at the side of the net, and he just has his stick in the body there. He gives it a tug.
That's the right call, Seth. You can't have your stick horizontal across bodies now, and that's the, you know, we talk about having that two-man refereeing system. Maybe that's something that's not seen with if the referee's above the puck, and Smithy was in a great position to see.
Are you a fan of the four-man system, the two referees?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
We'll head down ringside shortly to Owen Bradley, but the penalty comes on Brad Moran, and a fourth power play of the night for the Cardiff Devils. So far, it's barely created a chance. Maybe one half chance, you could say. Nottingham have been really good on the penalty kill.
I think both teams have. They've neutralised each other's power plays. But again, this is where you want to just speed things up, move pucks quickly.
Nearly breaks to Andrew Lord out in front. Martin stretching, but Nottingham clear away. Devils battle. Nottingham almost outnumbered them on the boards here. And you've got to say that in those one-on-one battles, the Panthers have shown more desire.
Yeah, agreed. But this is where they're dangerous, off the rush like this.
Lord.
You need support there.
Norris set. Fournier in the middle. Keeps it moving. Now a chance for Martin. Off the blocker and away. Joey Martin again. It's deliberate. Martin wants it. Might not get it. Short side shot from Andrew Lord. Fournier steps round. Here's Hotham. 40 seconds remaining. Panthers may profit here, but Lakovic is out of gas. And he just sends it down the ice.
Great sticks. Good stick by Lakovic. And that's when you want, you've got that increased offensive zone time on the power play. The kill starts to get tired, but they did a great job in clearing the zone, the Panthers did.
Haddad. Back to the top on Fournier. He really runs this power play. Haddad again. Now it comes up the middle. Fournier shooting chance through traffic. Goes wide on the deflection. A broken play nearly led to something special there for the Devils. Fournier again, good hands. This time he shoots high. Puck bobbles in the air and the Panthers can clear. And they go back to full strength, and maybe they've got a chance here if they can use it quickly. Good save, Bounds. Rebound popped out from Moran. And chances at both ends.
Yeah, Moran came hard down to the crease, and again Bounty makes himself big. And another good kill, though. I mean, a couple of chances. Fournier made some great plays on the blue line.
He's been a good addition, hasn't he, to this Cardiff Devils team?
Yeah, well, they brought in two great. Him and Russell were two big signings to, you know, to bring in pretty much at deadline day.
Huge hit on the boards.
The penalty.
And a huge penalty coming. And Havato is going to find himself in a spot of bother here.
And Oakford jumped in.
It was a big hit. It was just out of our shot. But it was a nasty looking hit from Havato. And what's he going to get here? That's the question.
They might bring him back out in a minute.
It looks like it's going to be a 2-minute boarding call, but some work for Owen Bradley to go and find out exactly what the problem is down there for us at Rinkside.
To see Stephen Schultz helped off the ice by the Panthers physio Scott Poundle. We'll go around and have a check on that in a second. He's had one or two issues this year with injury, Stephen Schultz. It says everything about the hit. It was late, but it's not Sam Oakford's natural game to get involved, so it tells you everything about his reaction to it. Just on a wider point, as much as Nottingham have had the quantity of chances, I think it's the Devils that have had the quality chances in this game, and I think that is what will trouble Corey Nielsen above all.
So the Panthers power play. Can they make it work? Will it be third time lucky? Bomb back. Turns the corner. Here's Lee. Now Lawrence snaps that pass across. Bomback steps in, he misses the net. The way opened up momentarily.
Two very different types of penalty kill, very passive.
Moran, well blocked.
Devils in lanes all the time.
Richardson twice. He and Martin combine well to get that down the ice. And then Lord goes on the one-man wrecking mission at the far end. He gets taken now. That's a poor penalty from Lawrence.
Yeah, bad timing.
And I'm pretty sure that that was sold by Andrew Lord. He felt the contact and went down. But it's an elbowing call. We see it here. The puck had gone. Well, that will be frustrating, I think, for him and for Corey Nielsen, knowing that 49 seconds of the power play had expired.
Well, this might open it up a little bit of 4-on-4 hockey, Seth, last time. Panthers had a couple of scoring chances on the 4-on-4, and lots of room out there. And then the Devils will end up with a 40-odd second power play. Math was never my main thing here.
Yeah. It's always a problem when you're in the commentary box, that. Here are the Nottingham Panthers. Who's going to break this deadlock first? Panthers hold in. Not seen much of Lee Salters in this game.
It's certainly time for him to shine now.
Maybe he will. He's in possession. As the shot come centering feed comes to nothing. Hotham can go chasing on the boards, and Nottingham now can outlet out of their own zone. Quick spins away. And Lakovic stripped by Morissette. Good stick from him. And Cardiff are just blocking up the lanes, and now they go on the power play. And they've got about 45 seconds of it as Richardson cuts into the zone.
I don't think he realised he was on the power play then.
working that puck all the way round. Morissette again.
Again, you see, look, pressure, pressure, pressure all the time.
And possession given away, and McMillan brings it into the offensive zone. The block from Richardson. It's the forecheck causing the Devils all kinds of problems, but now they can break free. Andrew Lord goes chasing. Schmidt has him lined up.
Good work by Lord. Strong play.
Backdoor chance this. Shot. Goes through the crease. Viekman out of position as Panthers go back to full strength, but danger not cleared. This time it's Martin. Goes over the top. And Lawrence will calm things down. And now he goes chasing on his own. Such a big body.
Big reach, you know. His puck protection is excellent because stick's about 9 foot long.
Yeah, tough to get to him.
Yeah.
Janssen was going after her dad then. Swing and a miss. Pressure was on. Josh Batch gets away with it. Still, the hits have continued through this game.
Yeah, it's been a physical encounter. It has. Maybe not the free-flowing hockey that you want from a final, but I think the scoreline reflects why both teams are playing that way.
Lakovic. Stolen by Havato. Nottingham have it back. Go down rinkside shortly. Catch up with Owen Bradley. Let's do that now. Owen.
We saw Stephen Schultz go off after that hit from Havato a few minutes ago, 2-3 minutes ago. Stephen Schultz back out for that last shift, so no problems with him. In fact, he just returns to the bench now and gets a tap for his troubles. Cam Janssen's not been getting as much ice in this third period. That then a rare opportunity for him, so perhaps that's Corey Nielsen shortening his bench and trying to get his skill guys out a bit more to try and find this first goal.
Quick shot off the face-off, takes a big deflection up off the glass. And now the Devils will clear their zone. Two teams that have neutralised one another here in the Challenge Cup final. What point do you start to get desperate? At what point do you gamble?
Well, I don't think you ever gamble, not when it's at this stage. You just need a little bit of magic from somebody now. You need someone to break the deadlock, someone to do something, beat somebody in a one-on-one situation, you know.
Giveaway. Here's Kolnick. Doesn't test Ben Bounds with that shot though. Hendrick stands up. Jones out there. Interesting call. Still trying to extend the bench here. Unless there's an injury I've not anticipated. Wondering what the thinking is from the Cardiff Devils.
Well, I think the thinking is they trust him. He's a good young player. And they trust him in this situation.
Ooh. Pops out in front. Russell there to sneak things up, and now here's Kirker. Zips that one over the top.
Oh, he can rip a puck, that boy.
And he's quite happy to shoot right off the rush as well. Hotham. Not being the kind of game where he's been able to get into it offensively. He's had so much on his plate defensively as another shot comes in and Farmer forces a save from Ben Bounds. Two former teammates, two Great Britain teammates. Farmer, another of those players with the long reach. Let's talk about Ben Bounds, who makes this save though. How's he done what he's done to become an elite goalie at the age of what, 24, 25?
Well, I mean, he was a standout goalie in the EPL, but obviously, you know, he wanted to move up. He felt he had the potential to play at a lot higher level, which he obviously did have. And Sylvain Cloutier took him to Hull and gave him that starting job in the league, and he's grown and grown from that perspective. I'll let you take over his.
Here's a chance for Havato. Chance out in front, quick shot. Fournier was there. Went through the crease. Havato again. Is he the spark plug?
Fournier jumped in the play there, had a great opportunity.
Nottingham will respond. Lakovic dumps, he goes for a change. Hendricks. Interesting, Hendricks was rubbed out there on the boards by Kolnick.
He won't mind that. He wanted to make the red line. He didn't want an icing. He'll take the hit to get the puck deep. Good defensive play.
At what point do nerves start to kick back in again in a game like this?
I think when you're in the game, I don't think they do, especially from a player point of view. You know what you need to do. Everybody's aware of the situation.
So there isn't that moment where
well,
you look up.
You're just very, very focused on what you need to do, and you know, it's the players' time now. You know, your last 5 minutes of a Challenge Cup final. You know, as a coach, you're just hoping somebody creates that little bit of magic.
Maybe this is that moment. On the outside, it's Mosey with speed. What a takeaway, though, by Richardson.
Super defensive play. Super good.
Gets rubbed out, though. That could have been a penalty.
Yeah.
Not called by either of the referees. And Richardson groggily moves back to the middle. And the Panthers have it with Mosey. Another good stick this time from Andrew Lord.
See how aggressive Wah was down the wall again to keep that puck in and keep that penetration in the Cardiff defensive zone.
Haddad. Lord can't get it in deep, and Matthew Myers brings it back. Now McMillan. Quick shot from Clark goes wide. Lord then tripped. No penalty called. There would have been an offside. Russell takes it in at the other end. Struggling to keep the puck moving. It's Haddad.
That's where you want him, down low. Big, strong, roll out of corners. He needs someone tighter. He needs some support.
Does well. Does really well on his own, actually. Bodies flying all over the place. Batch then pinches in the defenseman. Wins it. Had to win it. Now it swings out towards Culligan. Culligan with a shot.
Again, teams are blocking out, doing whatever it takes.
Cardiff having a spell here with Batch. Couldn't get it through the skates, though. And then Cardiff retreat as Nottingham clear all the way down. 2:48 remaining.
It'll be getting tense in the crowd now. That's where it'll be getting tense, in the fans. Both teams are trying to lift each other's team. Both sets of fans, I should say, are trying to lift each other's team right now as we go into the last 2.5 minutes of regulation time. Devils having the better of this last 3-4 shifts. Mosey's winding it up here, though.
Now a chance to break into the offensive zone. Schultz
sorry.
Nearly found his man back door. It was Moran. And Nottingham will have another crack at this, but Fournier will bring it away. There's a 3-on-2 breaking, but Nottingham get men back. Fournier still. How does he keep the puck there? Now joining the dots, it's Martin. Into the final two.
It's livening up now, without a doubt.
Martin. He's come alive here. Joey Martin. Given away, though, by Richardson. Nottingham will want to go on a change, though. But Bombach's there. Nottingham in deep with Kolnick. Cuts out in front. Good save, Ben Bounds. The backhand shot put his goal under real danger as Hotham finds Kirker. Off the boards, Kirker looks up to Haddad. Kirker again. He's got Russell making a move to the net. 70 seconds to go in regulation. Tipped on the way through. It goes just over the top. Chance for Haddad. Stoned second opportunity, but the net's off its moorings.
Just as Russell was coming in for a 1-2 in the slot there. Well, that's been the most exciting part of the game. as both teams are now going for it. You know, they're going for the win, and again, great goaltending.
We see this one all over again. And there was such pressure at the side of the net and taken away that one time before he could let go.
Goalies are so strong now. They push off that inside edge and they get post to post so quick these days. And both goalies have had a tremendous game today.
The 0-0 cup final. Schmidt puts this one in. And Nottingham go back. Do they settle for overtime now? What does it matter? They're already in overtime. Surely one goal would be enough.
Oh, yes.
Of course, overtime changes things ever so slightly. It's 4-on-4. There's loads more space out there.
Is it 10 minutes overtime today? I think it is, isn't it, in a championship game? And you don't want a result in a game like this being won on penalty shots. You want it being decided in open play.
Just listen to those fans.
Big face-off here.
It's rocking right now. Both sets on their feet. Here's War. Sends it in on the angle, turned right up the middle. And somehow the Devils get that out of the zone. Unorthodox. Hoffman misses out on the pass, and there'll be another icing call, and that's a mental error there, isn't it, from Joey Martin? He has to make contact.
Well, I think the puck just jumped over his stick, to be honest with you, but that's not the time you want to give an icing up. 20 seconds to go. This is where the coaches, they'll put out their two strongest centermen, maybe.
Moran.
The assistant coaches have been taking notes of who's winning against who, and Martin and Moran.
The two M's head to head off the leg of the linesman. And now Andrew Lord does well to find Hotham. We're into the final 10 seconds. And this third session has flown by, really. Is there just time for one last Devils chance? I don't think so. We are going to overtime. "60 minutes. You couldn't split these two teams. So the Devils head off the ice at the far end. The Nottingham Panthers will head away. A recut of the ice.
I wonder if the Elite League will change their rules next year, as most of Europe and obviously North America now, when you go into overtime, it's 3-on-3.
It's a great debate that we'll have very shortly, but let's go downstairs. And Owen Bradley, who have you got with you?
I'm joined by Panthers forward Cam Janssen. You've just joked that that's you done for the night.
Yeah, well, it's 4-on-4, so yes, I am. But what a game, and you know what a game for the fans. And you can hear it, the atmosphere is unbelievable here. And I haven't played a championship game in a long time, not since the EIHL, so it's tough to watch because I'm so damn nervous.
You say that, but you played in some big competitions, some big stages. Just compare the atmosphere tonight, because it's been loud in here.
I mean, I did play in the NHL playoffs, don't get me wrong, which the atmosphere is unbelievable. But this is great. You come over here and, we're in England, you know what I mean? And, it's a different atmosphere, but also the same. And they know their hockey over here. And I didn't know what to expect when I came over here, but the fans are great. They're loud, as you can see, and they chant the whole time, and they get me pumped up, I'll tell you that.
Just on the game, there's been chances at both ends. How is this still 0-0?
Oh, man, what a game. I mean, like I said, what a game for the fans to see. And it's tough to watch now. It's so nerve-wracking. Anything could happen. They got a great team. But we got 4 solid lines, and we've been playing good, and we just got to hope for the best here.
You've touched on it, but I mean, it feels nervous in here. Are you nervous on the bench?
Oh yeah, of course. But I always get nervous. I played so many games in my life, but I still get very nervous before every game I play. So that's normal for me. But a lot of guys have been in this situation before. They seem pretty cool, calm, and collective, and that's all that matters right now because they're the ones that are going to be playing at 4-4.
Cam Jansen joining us. Cam, thanks for your time.
No problem, buddy.
There you go, Cam Jansen. You can see what it means to him, doesn't it, when he says, I've not played in a championship game since he was 16, 17 in the OHL. It does mean a lot, doesn't it, to these players when they finally figure out actually what these cup competitions are, and maybe moving to this one-off final helps really create that.
Well, it doesn't matter what league you play in. I mean, Cam Jansen's had the majority of his career in the NHL, playing at the highest level in the world. And, you know, going back a few years ago, I had, you know, God rest his soul, Wade Belak, and I've never had a player who was as nervous as Wade was going into the playoff final against Nottingham. And I had to have a word with him on the bench because even though he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs at the time, he was playing for them in front of 20,000 people every night. Now, all of a sudden, you know, he was put in a situation where he had to play in a pressure situation. And, well, he played fantastically well for us all year. And, you know, we were lucky to go on and win it that year. But, yeah, it's great to see that, you know, he's enjoying his hockey. He's coming to Britain. He works hard every day. He sounds like he's a good team man, a great character, and jokes about, you know, it's over for him now. Now it's over to the skilled boys.
It must be a hard situation to be in, knowing that actually your night is pretty much done. You are now going to have to be like me and you and everybody else in this arena, just sitting on the side watching. I mean, he's got pretty good seats, but
well, he knows his role. And so does every player. And you know, he's played a great role for the Panthers over the season, and he's been a great find for the league. And but like he said, you know, it's do or die right now.
So just to clarify the rules on overtime, it's a 20-minute overtime period.
Wow.
Which is an increase from what it was. It used to be the 5-minute overtime period, but again, this is an important thing, isn't it? To try and give the teams the chance to win it. A lot of trophies over the history of even this competition have been won on penalty shots. And that's something the powers that be want to change. They want the teams to be able to win it out there on the ice.
Yeah, and it's the right thing to do. I mean, to extend it, and I'd carry on.
Just keep going.
Carry on. I'd keep going like they do in the NHL. Keep going until you score.
You mentioned 3-on-3 in overtime. Is that something you would favour?
I think so. I think because you're looking to get the result from that point of view, and I think it's super exciting for the fans as well. I think it's it can put coaches in early graves, but and I think statistically over in the leagues that are having it now that the results are standing through that more than it was in from a penalty shot point of view, and I think that's something that the league should look to introduce next year. And I know it's been talked about, and I know it will be talked about, but today it'll be 4-on-4.
How does the game change when you play 4-on-4 then?
Well, see, defensively, you've got to be very smart as well. You know, you can't just run around and, it's a man-for-man game. You know, maybe not so much as a zonal game as it is when it's 5-on-5. But you want to get your mobile guys out there. And a lot of coaches will throw a defenseman. You know, I'll throw Jeff Legui, back on the point at times when and you'll go with 3 forwards, 1 defenseman, depending on, what you have and the makeup of your team. But it'll open up certainly now, Seth. And
do you see Evan Mosey being a player that maybe will play on the back end?
Oh, well, I think Evan Mosey will play in every situation 4-on-4, but probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he will play on the back end. I would have thought he can get pucks up ice really quick. He can support the rush, and he can maybe be that extra guy that creates that 2-on-1, 3-on-1.
Let's go back downstairs then as they continue to recut the ice here, and hear from Jeff Dimon. He's down at ringside with our man Owen Bradley.
Jeff, we spoke to you at the end of the first period and we couldn't believe it was a 0-0 game. We can't believe it now.
Yeah, both teams have been playing good D and really protecting the puck. You didn't expect it really to be 0-0, but it's quite a battle out there. Goalies are playing well too.
Give us a sense of the emotions that the players on both sides will be going through right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of nerves. The next goal will win, so just got to keep your head. The team that manages their emotions better is going to win, whether it's a stupid penalty or managing the highs and lows.
What do the coaches say to you? What can they say to you at this stage?
I think they just say go out and have fun. It's just like any other game that you've played your whole life, and don't be worried about making a mistake, because that's when you're going to make a mistake.
And that's the thing. Do you start to get edgy? Do you start to feel like there might be a mistake in you? Is it fear more than anything else?
I guess, yeah, there might be a little fear, but you just got to overcome that. You know, we've played this game since we were kids, and a lot of guys have played in games like this. So I think you just got to manage the puck and really be smart more than anything.
You know this Panthers team better than anyone. You're their teammate, of course. Give us a couple of names that we should be looking at that could win this for your team.
Yeah, I got Lawrence and Moran. I got those are my two dark horse picks. They've been playing well, and I think they got a greasy one in them.
Jeff, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Interesting name, Chris Lawrence. When he joined you in Sheffield for a brief stint, made an immediate impact, didn't he, in his first few games? He is a game-changing player.
Yeah, he's a good guy as well. I mean, I like Lauren. I like him a lot. And he was on a week-to-week contract with us in the end, and he got offered I think it was a 2-month deal by the Panthers, and we wanted to keep him at that point, but we had injuries coming back. You know, he ended up taking the contract in Nottingham because of the length of the term. But he scored some big overtime goals for us in his time, and penalty shot goals in his time for us when he was here with the Steelers. And he's, I've been reading about him, and they like what he's been bringing week in, week out. And they say there's a big improvement on where he was last year, and he'll be a guy used in this situation without doubt.
Wherever you are watching around the UK, thank you very much for your company. Seth Bennett and Paul Thompson, your commentary team. Owen Bradley, our man ringside. We are going to 20 minutes of sudden death overtime, 4-on-4 play in the Challenge Cup final. It is 0-0 at the end of 60 minutes. Who does this favour? Is there one team that will feel more comfortable with this situation right now?
No, I don't think so, Seth. I don't think so. I think it's about who wants it now. Who's gonna make something happen? And I think both teams have game breakers. Both teams have styles of players that that can make that happen. They both have defensemen that can get up and make something happen offensively as well. And you have to execute your D in a 4-on-4 situation when you have the puck. So it's going to be a fabulous overtime period.
Cardiff have gone to 10 overtime periods this season. They've won 5 of them in the overtime session. They've lost 3 of them in the overtime session, and then they've had 1 shootout win, 1 shootout loss. The Nottingham Panthers 8 times have gone to overtime this year. Only 1 win in that overtime period.
Interesting.
They've had 2 overtime defeats, but they've had 4 shootout victories and just 1 shootout loss. What do those stats tell you?
Well, I think their goaltending really helps in a shootout situation, and they have guys that, one-on-one guys that can finish in that shootout situation. So, but you can have all the stats you want right now, Seth, and you can. We can stand up here and we can burble out all these different stats of what each team does and hasn't. It's who's going to execute now. Who's going to say, hey, I'm getting this tonight. This is going to be about me. I get that one opportunity I'm going to bury tonight. Whether it is in a penalty shootout or whether it is in 4-on-4 overtime. I mean, the team has been the game has been such a tight game up until this point, and I do agree with what was said earlier, that I think Cardiff maybe have had the better point-blank opportunities in the game, but I think it's been pretty even on chances overall. So this is going to open the game up. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, and it may be a mistake that leads to the winner today.
And is this a time when you look around that locker room and you know now who you want to kind of ride a little bit through the overtime period? And does it change where in the league you're going to play 4-on-4 for 5 minutes? This is a full 20-minute period. Do you have to think of it, actually, we might need to go 20 minutes here?
Well, that's a good point. No, that's a good point. But, you're trying to win the game. It's sudden death. You are trying to win the game. And you can deal with it as it goes along. And you'll know your pairings. You'll know your D pairings. You'll know your offensive pairings. Or you'll know your block of 4 that you want to put together. But sometimes in a game like this, it's who's going. Who's going? And,
who is going right now? I'm going to put you in Corey Nielsen's shoes. Who do you put together? Who starts this overtime period for you?
Well, he'll go with his skilled guys, his skating guys, Bombash. He'll look for him to open up because one-on-one he can make something happen. Schultz, Moran can make something happen. Lawrence with that big reach, they can make something happen. Mosey from the back end, he can join the rush or he can lead the rush. So he'll be looking at his mobile guys and obviously guys that can finish, and that'll be absolutely no different from Lord. You know, he'll be looking for Martin to get on the puck and make something happen, and they've got some offensive back end defensemen looking at Richardson jumping into play. So intriguing. It's an intriguing
and maybe
next
we've
period.
talked a lot about Andrew Hotham all the way through this evening. This is where, again, he's somebody that can win you a game.
Well, Fournier, Hotham, you know, they're going to be guys that are going to be used every other shift, I would have thought. And, you know, they're good on the puck, and you need guys that are good on the puck 4-on-4 because, like I said to you before, you want to keep the puck. You just don't want to throw it away in this situation. But defensively, you've got to be smart as well when you don't have it. But it's going to be an interesting last overtime period here, Seth, and no one wants to see it go into a penalty shootout. No fans, us up here.
I don't know, maybe a little bit.
Maybe if we could get to the 19-minute mark. I mean, that's from a selfish Sheffield point of view.
What about an advert for the league for this? You know, people will be looking on this, and one of the reasons the league went to a one-off cup final was to have this event, to have 6,000 people in a building that they get a chance to watch two very good teams play.
Well, there's great elite league hockey up and down the UK every week, and if you are listening to this or you're watching this and you've never seen a game live, you don't really get the full understanding of the game until you go and see it live, and the atmosphere and everything that comes with that. So find out where your local team is and get down there and have a look. It's are we totally biased? Absolutely, we're totally biased, but it's a fantastic sport. It's a fantastic spectator sport. It's a sport where families from kids to grandparents come together week in, week out, thousands and thousands and thousands. And we say it's the best kept secret in Great Britain. And, we had 7,500 in here against the Five Flyers last night. 4,000 have made the trip up from Nottingham to support their team, 2,000 from Cardiff today, and what an event.
It is the professional sports teams, or sports league, should I say, that spans Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland and England.
We know, Seth, we're on the bus for most of it.
The Devils fans, they stand, they cheer. They see a few of their players lurking down at Rinkside as Todd Kelman will lead his players towards the ice. And this overtime period is not too far away. The fans in the stands will feel exceedingly nervous right now. A glimpse of the red and green of the Cardiff Devils. Their owners have flown in from Western Canada. My understanding is they were actually up here last night at the Sheffield Steelers game.
Oh.
In with the Five Flyers fans.
Well, that's normal. That's normal.
I asked Todd Kelman, who runs the Cardiff Devils, I said, should we be looking out for them? He says, you won't be able to miss them. There'll be the four guys with the lights on top of helmets. And the word is that when Cardiff are playing, they'll watch the webcast back in Canada, and they'll sit there drinking beer. And when a goal goes in, they all connect with one another on their various different telephones, and they all have got these helmets with lights on them, and they fire the goal light every time Cardiff score a goal.
You know what I like, Seth? I mean, Cardiff have been around or the top of the league for most of the year, and they had a little bump in the road there a couple of months ago, and with social media now, you win one game, you're a hero. You lose the next game, you're an idiot. And I like the way their owners, when they'd lost about 4 or 5 straight during that period. And their owners, they're Canadian owners, they're hockey people with a hockey background. They went onto their forums and through their social media and said, hey, why the criticism? We have a great team here. We have a great coach. We have a great general manager. We're moving forward. And I thought that was a super positive thing to do by their ownership. And it galvanized the club once again and got everyone moving forward. Everybody wants a drama these days. Everybody wants a drama, but this is a good league with good teams. You're not going to win every night. Them days are gone, gone and gone.
Well, maybe this is the drama that we do want.
Absolutely.
A 0-0 game that goes into overtime. There is a hero somewhere out there on the ice. The Cardiff Devils, by the way, are still not here yet. The Nottingham Panthers are making their way back out there, and Finally, Cardiff will start to head back towards the ice, led by a man that probably will have the biggest say in this from their perspective, Ben Bounds.
And a Sheffield boy as well, you know, so he'll want to come back to his hometown and be hoisting that trophy up tonight. We feel there's a real buzz in the building now. It's electric, the atmosphere.
Well, it's tense up here in the stands. Let's go back downstairs and find Owen Bradley. Owen, what is it like down there? You've been amongst the players in the corridor.
Well, it's tense. Tense is the perfect word. I mean, you can feel the nerves from the players, the Panthers bench right in front of me, but the supporters as well. Throughout that last break have all not been talking to each other. They've been looking at their phones. They've just been sitting quietly. Wouldn't have been too surprised to see one or two rocking back and forth and just trying to find some sanity in this moment. It is incredibly tense down here. I think there was a bit of confusion as to exactly how long the players were going to have and exactly what format this was going to take coming forward, because I'm not sure anyone expected Panthers Devils to be goalless after 3 periods of hockey. Saw the support staff anxiously checking lines and checking equipment. They don't want anything to go wrong. They do not want to be at fault for the moment that changes this game and decides the Challenge Cup winner of 2016.
Owen, thank you. We're underway in overtime. This could be over as soon as it starts. The quick shot comes in straight away, and immediately the Cardiff Devils will try and centre the puck. Kolnick is back there. McDonald will step in. McDonald will step away and now finds Waugh.
A lot of the time, 4-on-4, you change when you have puck possession. You know, that's the good time to change.
It's a subtle difference, I suppose, isn't it? That the Devils will come in, trying to get some space to the middle. Here is Schultz out there with Bombach. And it's Bombach in possession. The way opens up. Bombach with a move. Still Bombach. Can he score? Rebound. Bounds. Makes a double save. And then the net's off his moorings.
That's what I was talking about, Seth, before this started. People like Bombach who have that great one-on-one skill. And that you need somebody to open something up 4-on-4. Look at this for a toe drag. Commits. Richardson pulls it back and drives to the net and Boundsy stands big again.
Makes a really good first save and does just enough. And I tell you what, Martin does really well not to put that in as he's sliding into the crease.
Well, every player's taught to collapse down in any scrum now and, you know, outnumber the offensive team in that area. And it's the same thing 5-on-5 and 4-on-4.
If you're wondering what's going on with the clock on the screen, it's linked in with the time clock in the arena here. And they're just making sure they've got it down to the right numbers. It actually started at 15. It should have started at 20. Got to admit, I was a bit concerned.
Yes, I did glimpse that. I didn't think what was happening.
Here's Stevie Lee. Sends this one all the way through. There's enough of a block, though. Clark. Myers. Myers can't beat the first man, and Lee will get back there quickly.
Another huge block. Puck's got to be moved quick, side to side, shoot off the pass.
Hotham gets himself in a tangle on the boards, but he's strong enough to get himself out of it. The Devils relieve the pressure. Quick. Now, the pass to Lawrence on the inside. He's out there with McMillan, so not necessarily the same players that would play 5-on-5 playing together.
Two big boys, though. They're strong when they go to the net, big reaches.
The pass, not a good one. Quick steps in. Now Mosey releases Moran. Panthers break in. They had speed but had to slow down. Mosey floats one all the way through. Batch. Couldn't quite sneak that one through. Now it does go back the other way. Fake shot, chance on the angle. Goes high and all the way around. Moran tries to send back in on the quick one-timer. War seizes it, attempt blocked away by Bounds, and now Bombach spins off his man. Nottingham are ticking. Quick shot, rebound pops out. And very nearly McDonald getting on the end of it.
You've got to locate your guy 4-on-4. Forwards on D, D on forwards. You know, from a defensive point of view.
Here's Schultz, straight up the middle, works to the outside. Schultz, still Schultz across the crease.
They're coming with more speed now, the Panthers.
Maybe now the Devils can get themselves moving in the offensive zone. Culligan picks a space, shot goes wide. Martin collects, doesn't have much to work with.
There's no lane to the net. Both teams have been absolutely superb.
It was good that from McDonald. Dealt with his man very well out in front. Finally, McDonald releases it to David Clark. Clark is 1-on-4. Does really well there to force an offensive zone draw. 3:42 have ticked off the clock.
He's been in this position many times before, you know, David Clark, with the Panthers. Had a great career. And you can see, you know, Corey Nielsen's faith in Myers, two British guys. Myers is so strong on the draw, though. He's as good as a face-off guy as there is in the league.
Goes to the open ice and Cardiff will collect possession. Lord tips it on, but Nottingham again first to everything really. They've started each of the periods, including overtime, faster.
Well, I think they support the puck a little bit better on the breakout, so they come with that little bit.
Fought off by Bounds, chance in front, has to deal with that one quickly. It was Lakovic that was going hard to the net. As Nottingham have to go back. It's well handled by Quick. Schmidt. Here is Lawrence using the boards. Hotham does get there first. Slow play from Russell.
Now they've got to go. There we go. A little more speed on entry.
They do have that speed now as they work towards the outside with Kirker. Went down a cul-de-sac though.
Well, his partner changed. I think he thought he was loading underneath for him.
Mosey.
See Mosey patient, skates himself to the open ice.
Moran takes over. Sends this one round. Batch tries to get a piece of it. Mosey, though, will scamper to get there first. Lee drives towards the net. It opens some space for Mosey. Panthers in good possession, but now stripped away. Devils try and use it, but Nottingham get back well with Lee. So composed, I think. He impresses me more with every performance I see of him.
He's matured into a fabulous defenseman. He really has.
And he's still just mid-20s, early mid-20s.
Really cool on the puck, great shot. Moves pucks up nice and early. Defensively very sound.
The Challenge Cup final. Here on the BBC as it breaks away again. Morissette, spinning moment for the Devils.
The Devils have got to create a little more speed. If, you know, they're just coming into a wall of the Panthers and kind of posting two guys up in the neutral zone, and then you're isolated. It's a one-on-one.
How do you do that?
Well, look what the Panthers are doing now. They're swinging down low with three guys, cutting back across. So they've got a little more speed coming up through the neutral zone.
Lord goes back, he wins it on the boards, but doesn't clear the zone, and this could be dangerous. A real opportunity. Myers dishes it to Lee, it deflects wide. Clark goes to the net and he keeps driving hard. He still has possession. The movement's good from the Panthers. Touch pass. Schmidt with a shot. Deflects wide. Devils were caught. And they were getting run ragged. But now maybe they can go the other way and do something at the other end. It's with Lord. Pokes it to the middle. Bounced off to her dad, I think. Hendricks. Here comes Lawrence for Nottingham.
No disrespect to Hendricks there, but that's where you need a Fournier coming through the middle.
Interesting that's how the game changes, though, when you play for 20 minutes overtime rather than 5.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to use your bench. And that's nothing against Hendricks. I don't mean it that way. Just the offensive defensemen when they get into that position.
Well, in the regular season, he would be taking the Cam Janssen stance on this, where he'd take his seat in the middle of the bench and wouldn't worry about overtime. But we've not seen really good scoring chances. You know, we've seen very few really good scoring chances. And that's testament to both teams, isn't it? As we see a timeout here.
Both teams are being cagey against Seth, you know.
Cardiff called a timeout here.
I think that, you know, Nottingham have had the better chances because I think, you know, with Schmidt and with Bombachs, they both created them one-on-one opportunities which gave them that scoring chance.
What's the thinking behind the timeout here?
I don't know who called it.
Cardiff.
Just resetting maybe. Maybe making an adjustment on their breakout or through the neutral zone.
Let's go down rink side, Owen.
I've just shared a look with Sam Oakford, the Panthers defenseman, who's not icing much in overtime, just a flash of the eyebrows. You can feel how nervous, how tense it is on the bench.
Chance McDowell, what an opportunity and what a save, Ben Bounds.
Well, that's a face-off play, Seth. It's a little push-through face-off play that the Devils didn't read, and what a save. Is that the save?
Is that the moment? Goes across the net. How does he stop this one?
Wow.
Oh, catching glove.
Wow.
That was outrageous save by Ben Bounds.
Phenomenal goaltending.
We'll take another look at that in the next break and play, because that was...
Well, that's when the centerman pushes through, gets on the other side of his centerman, and they have he's a left shot centerman, right shot going to the back door. Nottingham execute that perfectly. And I would say Corey Nielsen probably drew that up on the bench when the timeout was called. Apart from Bounds' heroics, that looked like a certain goal.
It did indeed look like a certain goal, as Cardiff will try and clear their own zone. It was a moment of magic. Now they come up the middle, the Cardiff Devils, and they can break in. A high shot goes over the top from Richardson. But it puts Nottingham in a good position as they break into the zone. Moran going to the net. Now the pass. Oh, hard play. And the net comes off its moorings.
Good defensive play as well. Didn't pinch across on the puck carrier straight away. Give enough time for the back checking defenseman to hopefully get a stick.
Colney just running out of space.
Wow,
and he
that's
put
close.
it into an area. Richardson did well on the stick, didn't he?
That was close.
Neil Francis in the background there, furiously trying to get a message out to his players. Spinner play from Schultz. Panthers now with Bombach. He wanted a shot. The movement's good from Nottingham though. Keep the feet going as the shot comes in, and Ben Bounds will hang on to that one again. I don't know whether we can see that super save from Ben Bounds a few moments ago. We see the play off the face-off here, and you say it's perfect, but the east-west movement is outstanding.
Look at that. Is that the save that wins them this cup for the second year running? Fabulously executed face-off play by the Panthers as well. Again, aggressive down
Shot
the
from,
wall.
Shot from Clark, balloons over the top again. Let's go back down ringside. Owen?
Paul mentioned that was probably a play that Corey Nielsen drew up on his whiteboard. He was indeed with a couple of his players, had them gathered round and was showing them something on the board. Little plays off the face-off. We've seen them work for Nottingham a few times this year, and as you say, is that at the moment. Outrageous glove save from Ben Bounds. We talked earlier about Nottingham maybe having the quality chances. That certainly was one, and that's the best save we've seen tonight.
Devils finally get some offensive zone time with Joey Martin. Martin just sends this one in. They had enough forward there.
We were right behind the line then. You know, if that hadn't hit the body. And Wilton was, he was unsighted.
Lakovic. Deflected pass. Out there with Lawrence. Devils can skip away with this one though. Good play by Lawrence, uses that Inspector Gadget reach to just strip it away, and then Havato nearly nicks it back, but Stevie Lee nips in, and the Panthers' danger is now repelled as Lakovic comes in again.
Good defensive play by Batch. Didn't look to chase him, stayed on the inside, good stick, rubbed him out on the boards. He's a player that's really grown over the last couple of years.
Cut out by the Devils again. It feels like they're the team that's fighting to stay in the game.
But it only takes one chance. You know that, Seth, in this.
10 minutes of 4-on-4 overtime. 70 minutes of this game right now has continued scoreless. Kolnick sends this one in. Rebound pops out. Devils first to it. And immediately they turn down the ice, and the gamble is Halley getting with a bit more speed as Quick gets it out. Stripped. Here's Quick into the offensive zone. He's got men with him, bursting all the way around. Still Quick, and it's opened up for him. Shot well blocked. He's a player that can do so much for you offensively. He was a big star previously when the shot comes in and that deflects wide.
Great wheels. Another guy like Mosey. Skates himself into great positions.
Schultz tipped out in front. Another big save, Ben Bounds.
Well, the D got beat back to the net there. And we have a great view here, and Bounds stepping up again.
Here's Schultz on his toes. Panthers just fancy this right now. War sends this one in. It's blocked though. And Kirker's going to bring it back the other way. And as much as the Panthers may fancy it, they just can't afford to gamble too much because there is so much firepower in this Devils lineup.
They look the fitter team right now, don't they?
They do.
They have a little extra step in their game.
Doucette does well, breaks towards the middle. Big deflection and then a funny hit off the boards as it goes away. Good strength from Schultz to be able to clear. He's at the end of a shift though, so how much energy has he got? Not a lot by the looks of things. But he gets help, and it's kept in by Schmidt again. Here's Myers. Nottingham pressing. The Devils fans just urging their players to just get moving a little more.
Intriguing, absolutely intriguing. It's tough 4-on-4. Unless somebody beats someone on a one-on-one situation, you really need that third, fourth guy jumping up with the play, adding to the rush. And you see Cardiff a lot of the times are coming up with just a two-man rush. You know, where Nottingham are coming the other way and there's three guys in the rush, and it just opens them options.
Here's Richardson to Hotham. Quick pass given away, Lee golfs it straight in on net, and that's a fluttery one to handle for Ben Bounds. He's been the star though in this overtime period, and I wonder whether that's just hurt his hand. He's immediately takes his catching glove off and he's just wringing it a little.
He has been the star tonight. He's backstopped his hockey club to this point where they are right now. And he has all season, Seth.
McMillan. Taken out by Hotham. Clark keeps possession for Nottingham though. David Clark still. Lee's logged so much ice time and he looks fresh. Couldn't quite get that to the tape of Clark, who will send that one high and hard off the glass. I think a few spectators were worried there. Maybe now Cardiff can break.
And the third guy's jumping now. Here he is. Oh, that was close.
The offside given. Havato doesn't like it. And it wasn't just that. See, Havato will skate to the bench. One of the defensemen was David Clark.
And Richardson had jumped up on the play to make that second wave. So,
is it easier being up here or is it easier to be down there behind the bench?
There's not so much pressure on me up here right now.
Morissette. Cardiff haven't been as dynamic in this game as I've seen them at times this season.
They're still hanging in there though, aren't they, Seth?
Absolutely. And maybe now they've got a chance to break in. No penalties in overtime so far. As Lawrence will take it away. Lawrence and Lakovic. Mosey is the trailer. Taken out though. And the puck comes the other way.
A 2-on-1 though.
Or a 1-on-2.
Or a 1-on-2, yeah.
Nottingham with Kolnick. We'll just let this one go. Turned into the corner.
He can rip a puck as well.
Long release. The outlet pass. And the Devils now will try and make something happen. It's slow though for Doucette. Oh, he's giving it away and Kolnick's going to break 2-on-1. Moran with him. Martin trying to get back. Kolnick lets it go. Great save again. Gets down and the stick found it to the corner and the game's wide open. Cardiff come back the other way. The snapshot is high and wide from Doucette, but then Nottingham are going to come with Bombach. Bombach in. He's got options with him, but the delay, and now the chance. Moran off the post. Rung the post.
Wow.
Dramatic. And he hit the full post there. That clanged. Bombach. Here's Schultz. Winds up himself. Off the post
crossbar.
Again.
Crossbar and out, I think maybe that one, Seth.
Holy smokes. What a shift.
Wow. We're all breathless here.
Well, let's see the first one. Clean off the post there from Moran.
Yeah, Bouncy was beaten for the first time there.
There was a good shot as well from Moran. And do you just wonder now, is this kind of written for the Cardiff Devils? Nottingham have had chance. They've not beaten Bounds yet.
That would have been a penalty in regulation time.
Here is Clark. Walks across the middle, that's sticked aside. Oh, huge hit on Andrew Lord.
Lord's looking for the penalty. Yeah, this is overtime. Get up.
Here is Stevie Lee. Goes back door, nearly finds the path of David Clark. Nottingham do a good job of changing on the fly as Cardiff come in again. Quick shot. Viekman juggles for the first time. Cardiff, though, it's 1 and out.
Yeah. I mean, I think defensively, Nottingham are doing a good job against the Devils here. They'll be comfortable giving that style of shot up against Wickman from that area on the ice.
Here's Lawrence. Steps to the outside, cuts back. Quick shot, goes high. Lips off the boards and glass, and now it could break towards the middle. It's Lakovic. Quick shot from him. Rebound pops out again. He's taken down. Here's Mosey. Scores! The Panthers win the Challenge Cup. Evan Mosey with a master blaster. And the pressure finally paid. Bounds beaten. And the Panthers can celebrate. A tense Challenge Cup final lit up by that man on your screen.
It was coming, wasn't it, Seth? I mean, in all fairness, the overtime period pretty much was dominated by the Panthers. And great little reverse play, and Mosey steps in on his one-timer and takes that big shot. Big play, as we talked about Mosey at the start of the game, about what he means for this club, and he's come up big for them tonight. What a hockey game.
Well, we're going to get you some reaction as soon as we possibly can here. Evan Mosey is down there ringside with Owen Bradley. Evan.
Match winner, Evan Mosey.
Unbelievable. Honestly, words can't describe it. Guys played unbelievable. Cardiff played unbelievable. It's honestly the greatest feeling right now.
Did you ever think you were going to beat Ben Bounds?
You know, we kept going. We had our chances in overtime. On the bench, we didn't get rattled. You know, we knew if we kept working, it was going to come. Honestly, it's unbelievable.
I know how much you enjoy playing for this club and for these supporters.
Oh,
tell me how it feels.
It's honestly, it's unbelievable. The fans, you know, they supported us all year, the ups and the downs. Greatest fans in the league. You know, it's something to be really proud of with the fans. It's unbelievable group of guys in the locker room. So proud of them.
Congratulations, Evan.
Thank you very much.
Evan Mosey, the man who delivers silverware for the Nottingham Panthers. And you see the scenes of just equipment strewn everywhere. The ticker tape floats out of the sky here in the Sheffield Arena. Talk about that man on your screen, Ben Bounds.
Well, he was outstanding. You know, anybody that doubted him over this last period is wrong. He showed again why he's such an excellent netminder, a young British guy plying his trade in the highest level over here. Didn't get the rub of the green this time, but he gave his team a chance to win tonight. But Mosey finished the job.
Well, those fans are very, very happy indeed. Let's go down ringside and see who we've got alongside our man Owen.
Robert Farmer, Challenge Cup winner 2016.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. We battled all our way through the competition, and tonight was a great game, and we won a trophy. So,
how nerve-wracking was that 15 minutes of overtime?
Oh God, I think me and Cam were dying on the bench. Oh, but we knew we had the legs. I mean, all year we played with 4 lines. We stuck with it all year, and in overtime we had more legs, and players like Mosey, like built for 4-on-4, how fast he is, and just fit, and he got the winner.
You rattled the post, what, 2-3 times in that extra period?
Oh, yeah, I mean, sometimes you get frustrated when that happens, but we didn't, and yeah, like I said, Mosey scored a great goal, and we won a championship.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I think Farmer hit the nail on the head there. You know, we talked at the start of the game about the depth of the Nottingham Panthers and and how deep they are. And they did have the legs going into overtime against a tired Cardiff team, and that was the difference.
So this will be another big moment for the Nottingham Panthers and their captain David Clark. He's embracing down there with Mika Vinkman, and those fans, you know, that they will be delighted with the fact that this season, which promised so much in the early days and then went on a bit of a slippery slide, and now they're the team that can win it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're a good team. You know, like I said to you, they've got quality players. They've got good coaching. They're a big club. You expect them to be in the mix every year. And you know, they deserve a champions tonight.
Well, they stand together close. And David Clark.
Gary Moran will be enjoying this. I think he gets to present the trophy, doesn't he, Seth?
He does, yes. The general manager.
To his winning captain.
Of the Nottingham Panthers. As the Devils say thank you and goodbye. to their fans. They give them what a turnout it's been from Cardiff. What does this, we'll talk more about Cardiff in a few moments' time. The officials will leave the ice and the stage is set for the Nottingham Panthers, where they can add another trophy to their cabinet. Gary Moran will present it. As David Clark will skate over. A special moment for a special player. The embrace. And this is the moment. David Clark raises the Challenge Cup as Nottingham win again. And now, is this the first of three?
Not if we can help it, Seth. No. No, they deserve the win tonight, Seth. I mean, you know, they're a great club and they have good players and they're a big club. And like I said, you know, 4 lines is going to become the norm in this league, and Corey Nielsen has stuck with that. And you know, they have the budgets and the depth to have that on board, and they've executed it very well, and it was a difference maker for them tonight, without any shadow of a doubt. It really was, because when they needed that extra jump, when they needed those legs, they found it in overtime tonight.
Matthew Myers, who was a winner 12 months ago, wins it again. And what about this for Cam Janssen? Savouring the moment.
Good for him.
We're going to bring you some more reaction from down on the ice. In a few moments' time. I think we're going to hear from Cam Janssen, actually. He's going to head over to join Owen Bradley.
Cam, didn't see much ice in the overtime, but you won't mind.
Oh my God! You know, they kind of ran out of gas, and we didn't want it to go into. I don't know if it goes in a shootout. I didn't really know too much what's going on, but boy, oh boy, it was tough to watch. I was so nervous. But the boys, you know, we had a great game, but good game on both ends. You know, they played a hell of a game too. They got a great team. We're going to be seeing them again here in the future. So great game, but boy, that feels good. Unbelievable.
Great game, great performance from their goalie, who made an incredible glove save. Did you wonder then that it might not be your night?
You know what? Every time they got the puck and they went on a little rush, I was losing my mind. But you know what? We forced them wide and did what we had to do, and we stood with it. And we hit a couple crossbars, a couple posts, almost had a heart attack. And then you know, we finally got it with Mosley's shot. So unbelievable feeling.
A couple of good friends of yours, Brock Wilson and Jordan Fox, won this trophy for the Panthers. Must be great to join them.
You know what, it is, and they told me about it, and they're the ones who got me here in the first place. Very good friends of mine. I'll be texting them a little later anyway. Awesome game, awesome feeling, buddy.
Congratulations.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, guys.
He's an infectious character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been great for Nottingham, great for the league. And you can see how much it means. Doesn't matter where you've played, how much money you've earned, where you've been. We're all in this sport to win, and you could tell by his interview there, he's absolutely delighted, made up with getting that opportunity to win the Challenge Cup there.
Well, you can't do much more than keep a shutout in a final to keep your side in it. And we can hear from a man who's done just that, Mika Beekman.
Mika Beekman, shutout in a cup final. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How does this feel? Put it into words for us.
It's hard. I mean, we're clearly a better team. We had so much pressure on in the overtime, and I think we should have won this in the regulation already. But I mean, it makes it so much better to win in overtime and here in Sheffield too.
Been a special year for you, Father, for the second time, I think, a few weeks ago. The family here, are they watching at home?
Oh yeah, they're here. They're here watching the game, so I think they're pretty excited too.
Congratulations, Mika.
Thank you very much.
Mika Beekman. We'll bring you a couple more bits of reaction from down at ice level before we sign off here at the Sheffield Arena. A quick word on the Cardiff Devils. What does this do for their season, though? Currently sitting in second place in the league table. They've got a game in hand on the Sheffield Steelers. They also have the tiebreaker on them. What does this do for them?
Well, it doesn't change it. It doesn't change the fact that the Cardiff Devils are still in a very good position, you know, to go on and win a league championship. I mean, they'll be feeling low today because they felt that they've given everything they had, and they just fell short. But, you know, once they regroup, like we all do as coaches, you get your team back in, and you have to be very adjustable in this game. That, you know, you have to put your emotions to one side and bounce back, because there's bigger prizes to win. And there's, like I said, there's 3-4 of us in the race right now, and it's going to be the best finish to any elite league that's been, I think, since the inaugural start of it.
We'll see whether we can hear from Corey Nielsen. In a couple of moments' time down there on the ice. The Panthers players all just gathering in centre ice as they continue their celebrations here. They're going to have all the photos taken. A lot of the kids come and take part in this as well, don't they? They all want to be in on this. And these are the lovely moments. You've been a part of so many of them. I was looking back on some of the pictures of your little lad Ross with you out there on the ice as a very, very little boy.
Well, they're special times, and you know, you sacrifice so much for this sport, and you're away from your family so much in this sport that when you get moments like this, you want to celebrate it with them.
Well, these are the photos that will be plastered across social media with the Nottingham Panthers fans behind. The players with that trophy. And the friends and family all step out there onto the ice as well. And this is a family sport, and I think it's great that these moments are shared.
You're right, Seth, it is a family sport. I mean, we just look into the thousands of Panthers fans, all ages, you know, that come and support their team, and likewise all over the UK every weekend.
I think we can get some more reaction from down rink side. The winning coach is alongside Owen Bradley.
Corey Nielsen, you've won this trophy before a few times. Where does this one rank?
Well, 7 and 10 years is not bad, is it? I think it's, I mean, I can't believe it. We're looking this way the whole time, just at the Cardiff end, but our end is blocked, and it's an amazing feeling. It was loud, exciting. I thought Cardiff came to play tonight. They do their thing. I mean, they blocked 1,000 shots. They tried to win their battles. I think we just used our bench a little better. We had a little more energy, and we were pretty relentless. I don't know what the shot line indicated, but I just felt like we were pretty dominant. We had a lot of control. Scoreline, I don't know if it was indicative of how the game really was, but you got to give them credit. I mean, you got to score goals. We had chances, we didn't get them, but at the end of the day, 1-0, 10-0 against Sheffield, doesn't matter as long as you win.
How were the emotions for you behind that bench?
Strack said he never had any doubt, whereas I wouldn't say I never had any doubt. You always have doubt, but I mean, there was only 2 real sequences in overtime where they're even in our zone. I just felt like with chance after chance, time after time, it kept coming down there. We kept doing our thing. I think the guys' attention to detail was paramount today. I mean, I talked to them before the game. We talked about playing with honor. And I think what we saw today was the fact that the guys played with an incredible amount of honor. And when your players play with honor, the team plays with honor. When the team plays with honor, they play like champions. And when champions play well, they do whatever it takes to win, and I thought that we did that tonight.
It feels as though for the last couple of weeks you've almost been in playoff mode already. Is that how it feels for you?
Well, there's highs and lows in seasons, and you know, I can appreciate fan frustration, losing to Belfast, losing in Braehead. You know, that's frustrating. I mean, every team's doing it. If you don't come to play,
you don't win. And I think even in Belfast, we came to play against Belfast. We just ran out of gas. And I know that people think that's a sad story excuse, but it's a fact. Going to Braehead, tough travel. I thought we went there, we were a better team, and situationally, I'm not going to go over it again, but we lost because of circumstance, and that was it. And then obviously coming back at home to Cardiff, we were on fire. We played great, and tonight we played well again.
In a player like Evan Mosey, he's a fan favourite. He plays D, he plays forward, he scores important goals. You must wish you could get guys like him locked up for the future.
Yeah, I wish I could get I think a lot of these guys should be locked up, and that'll be a decision when the Panthers get the new coach or whatever, or me. Then obviously we'll get some of these guys locked up, or Gary or the management will get it done. But yeah, there's a ton of guys in here who've done a lot. There's a ton of guys who play, I think, with that honor I spoke about early, the way hockey should be played and the way these fans deserve to see it played. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future, but I like this team. I like where we're at, even though maybe we're not in the best league position. I think you win your games and you're winners. That's all you have to do, win your games, and that's what we're up for.
Congratulations, Corey.
Thank you.
Corey Nielsen reflecting on his side's 1-0 win in overtime. Let's look at the winner then. It came. Lawrence with the opportunity. And then some good work on the boards. It was good from Robert Lakovic. The rebound popped out, and then the opportunity came, and the one-timer is good from Evan Mosey. The celebrations for the shutout man, Mika Vinkman, as the Nottingham Panthers win the Challenge Cup again. It's their trophy. They seem to own this thing. And that was some finish.
Yeah, it was. And Lakovic won the battle on the wall prior to that. And that's the thing about just having that extra gas when it happens. It was two Devils against him. He got a shot in, puck came back round again. Devils got out of position. Mosey walked straight down the pipe, and one time a goal.
Well, that's what it means. The Nottingham Panthers enjoyed every single second of their victory. They get the first silverware of the Elite Ice Hockey League season. It's where we leave you. Paul Thompson, thank you very much for your time. Owen Bradley, our man ringside, thank you. But from here at the Sheffield Arena, we leave you with the news that once again the Challenge Cup belongs to the Panthers.